Hey everyone, Brian from Three Geeky Dads here. Before we begin tonight's episode, I just want everyone to know that we are now sponsored by Audible. As an IT professional for a school department, I find myself behind the wheel of my car traveling between schools almost all day long, and that's where Audible comes in. Right now, I'm enjoying listening to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, read by Stephen Fry. It's so enjoyable to hear this hilarious audiobook read by a proper British comic actor. And that's just scratching the surface. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word content, with everything from bestsellers, celebrity memoirs, and news to podcasts. Yes, if you're into podcasts, and you're listening to us right now, so we can assume you do, Audible has got you covered. Just go to www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial today. That's www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial. You'll get 1 credit, 2 credits if you're already an Amazon Prime member. That's good for any premium selection titles you like, and they're yours to keep. You also get the Audible Plus catalog of podcasts, audiobooks, guided wellness, and Audible originals. Listen all you want. No credits needed. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/3GD. $14.95 a month after your 30-day trial. Cancel at any time. Audible. Stay informed, connected, and inspired. And now, on with the show.
Warning, incoming dad joke. Warning, incoming dad joke.
Guys, I was going to take guitar lessons.
You should.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
nice.
Yeah, there's too many strings attached.
That's true.
Hey,
Yeah, that's nice.
true.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a nice one.
Topical.
Yeah, touched my heart.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
It looks like a pink nightmare.
Christmas has a Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log, but it's...
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana. I am your father.
Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of Three Geeky Dads. 3 geeks, 4 dads. I don't know, you do the math because we can't. I am Mark, and with me as always are the Michael and B to my Jordan.
Derek.
And Brian.
And joining us as always to say F you to math and the accuracy of our show title, the man who, unlike a vampire, will find his way in wherever you, whether you invite him or not. Wow. Tito.
I just ring the bell. I'm unassuming. Yeah.
Hello, how is everybody?
Doing
Everybody
good.
having a good week?
okay.
Yeah,
We're
so
still
far
alive.
so good.
Summer's back in full swing.
Summer's
Yeah.
back, baby.
It's hot.
Today it is.
It's hot out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Warm
forecast.
out today.
Yeah.
Warm out yesterday.
Yeah.
It's going to be warm tomorrow.
Probably going to be warm out tomorrow. So, anybody a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? Because I know somebody who is, and he is not a
Not
happy
happy?
camper.
No.
right
Oh,
now.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, because with they
Is it Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Fuck that
Yeah.
guy. He eats clay.
He gets
Yeah.
to keep the Steelers out of the Super Bowl twice.
That's
They got
right.
like 5 quarterbacks. There's
Yeah,
so many
one with him.
quarterbacks.
Really?
This gentleman, my friend at work, Chuck, says that he needs one more
I don't know
paycheck.
Chuck, but I know of Chuck.
You know of Chuck. You know
Yes.
Freeman. You
Of
know
Chuck?
Chuck.
Yeah.
Up, Chuck.
Yeah, and Freeman and I want to invite everybody to watch many Steelers games with Chuck so we can just look at his face the whole time.
I have a
Because he
friend who's a
loves to
Steelers
rag
fan.
on us Pats fans, and now the shit has hit the fan.
We'll see what happens.
Aaron
We'll
Rodgers.
see.
Fuck that guy.
That's right. That's
Eats
all I
clay.
got for... Yeah,
Who the fuck eats clay? On purpose.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's
It's
it.
insane.
Yeah.
Discount double check.
Yeah. He's so smug.
He is smug.
It's
And,
going to be
see him.
fun to
Yes,
watch.
I know.
nothing like,
He
should
should
have
just-
quit while he was ahead.
Seriously,
For
he
sure.
should have retired like when Brady retired.
Absolutely.
He really should have.
He's gonna go on down swinging.
Yep.
Isn't that a song? Go down swinging.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like it would be a song.
Yeah, what was that? Fall Out Boy?
Is it? Oh, follow.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. See, I knew.
We're going
Oh,
down,
Sugar, we're going down
and
swinging.
earlier
Yes.
round. Sugar, we're
Yeah.
going down
Pittsburgh,
swinging.
we're going down swinging. My name is
Oh,
Aaron
another
Rodgers.
one without a Super Bowl ring?
I eat
Loaded
clay.
complex. Cock and
Yeah.
That's Aaron Rodgers. That's
All right, there you go.
Cut this out of the show.
So absolutely not.
I don't want to be on a show that talks about Aaron Rodgers.
Or Fall Out Boy.
Oh, I was thinking Fall Out Boy.
No, Fall Out Boy's fine.
I'll take Fall Out Boy. What's wrong with
like
Fall
those
Out
guys.
Boy?
The
He was
goggles, they do nothing.
Yeah, radioactive man's sidekick. Jiminy Jillikers.
Goggles line. Oh my god.
That freaking episode's one of the best. Watch out, radioactive man. Perfect. You've got the part. That's what I would have said if you were only 2 feet taller.
That was when the Simpsons were at that perfectly best.
Dude, there was a time when they were untouchable, like Elliot Ness.
But
I was trying to think of the rest of the lyrics.
Me too. I dropped. It's Californication. That's all. No, California, not Californication. That's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
it is.
California.
Love. California
Let me-
love.
Oh, the Tupac song.
Let me welcome you all to the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, a state that's
We were
untouchable like Elliot Ness.
The
That's
track
all.
hits your
there you
eardrums
go,
like
there
a
you
slug
go.
to the
See,
chest.
I knew you guys could rap.
Pack
All
of
right.
vest for you, Jimmy.
Crack a
All
Bex.
See?
Crack a Bex.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
pack a vest.
No, Crack a Bex.
No, I literally
I
thought
had
like
no idea.
You're
Like,
going
I didn't know
camping,
it
it
was
might
either.
be cold.
No. I was thinking like I thought he was talking about getting a bulletproof vest for his
okay.
penis.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that's how dangerous California is. You know, I don't want to fuck with them.
Well, you know it is now.
If there was any doubt we were white, there it is.
I mean,
That's why the Marines and the National Guard are
Crack a
there.
Bex.
On the record, I also thought that Hootie was singing about crying about dolphins, real dolphins,
yeah.
like a Lisa Frank
Which
trapper
Hootie?
keeper.
The Hootie and the Blowfish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What
Or
song
Hootie
is
and the
that?
Crawfish.
Sings, I'm
the
such a
dolphins make
baby,
me
the
cry.
dolphins make me cry. He's talking about the football team.
team.
I never knew
Oh.
that. I always thought he was
He was just like a giant pussy.
dolphins are just so fucking beautiful that it makes him
he's
cry.
such a
No, it's it.
All I could picture was a Lisa
Dolphins are
Frank
the
trapper
Aaron
keeper.
Rodgers of the ocean, man.
They really are.
They're the Aaron Rodgers of the ocean.
Or the Ben
Yeah.
Roethlisberger.
They're like
I mean,
rape people.
choose your-
I don't know the Aaron Rodgers race people. Allegedly. I don't know.
Allegedly.
I haven't heard any stories.
No, but we know
Dolphins are crazy, though.
Dolphins do rape people.
Dolphins have started
That's a
dry
fact.
humping the shit out
Dolphins
of
are
you.
just gay sharks.
Oh.
That's why they're always
Sharks
smiling.
are straight
Yeah.
dolphins.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes
They're fish with a
the sports
The gay
section
sports
and
portion of our show.
the nature portion of our
nature
show.
portion.
All right.
Fuck dolphins,
Gay,
basically, yeah.
fuck dolphins.
Yeah.
I got it because before we close out the
Do I
sports
put
section.
in improvised dialogue?
You
in
did.
here?
Okay.
Yes, I always do.
All right. No, but before we get, I don't want to close out the sports section
I
of our
always
show
put it
without
on?
mention. I got to mention, I don't know if you guys watch at all. Tito, you might be the only one that would even know any of the players, but the WNBA, I don't follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am so enthralled with the whole Angel Reese thing because she's just so awful.
There's an ongoing bet, and I wish you could do it in Rhode Island, but you can't.
Huh.
Where there have been guys that bet every game that she is going to miss her first shot.
Yes.
And she was on like a
Really?
5-game streak of missing her first shot.
No shit.
And people are like cleaning up off of
really?
it.
Yeah, so if you don't know, obviously Caitlin
Why
Clark.
can't you do this in Rhode Island? What is it? Just
Because
not-
the sports book in Rhode Island isn't as fun.
man.
It hasn't been around as long, and I guess I could cross the border, but I don't know
There
if
you go.
DraftKings has it.
Yeah,
What a mess.
she's awful. She's just
They
awful.
needed somebody to
So
balance out
she's
Caitlin
bad.
Clark, who
Right,
was really, really
right.
good. Angel Reese she won the
So
championship
she
out
was
of college.
it was like
Right.
the bizarro world.
This is going to be like the bird and magic of this generation for women, but
Okay, see, I know who
Angel
they are.
Reese is actually not as good as people thought she was. Caitlin Clark is fucking sick.
Yeah, she is.
Dude,
She
the
is
3-pointers
really
she
good.
sinks and from
She is
where
really
she
good.
points. Oh, so
yeah,
good.
she's very good.
Like I don't really watch the games, but I love watching
Her
the
highlights are
clips.
good.
Yeah.
Her highlights
Yeah.
are great
Awesome.
highlights.
Caitlin Clark is
And
awesome.
I like if I had the opportunity to go to one of her games, I probably would.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're very
Which is funny because she's injured
expensive.
right now.
Are they?
Yeah.
She's out on injury, and tickets for her games dropped from like $49 a ticket to fucking $3.
Oh, they
like,
lost
literally
their
$3.
star.
Yeah,
Really,
nobody
that
wants to
cheap?
see them play.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that
So-
shit happens like if LeBron's not playing, then motherfuckers
Right.
are like, I don't want to go see the fucking Lakers play.
I don't want to see LeBron
I mean, Luke is
play
on the team, but-
Space Jam to my ass. So she does like
Produced
it's like
by
an art.
Ryan
It's
Coogler.
like an art.
There
You know,
you go.
some basketball players make it an art. Good
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
Good for
She's
her.
very good.
But I would like to see
she's a
the other
talent.
player miss. I want to get in on that bet. That sounds like fun.
She misses.
Oh yeah,
the
it's
first
like a
shot lot.
guaranteed win.
There's
Yeah.
like highlights of her just missing shots. It's very funny to watch. Really.
I would imagine like the payout can't be very
It's
good.
very
right?
funny. I mean, at this point, it's still got to be your
Like I
plus
feel like
money.
it would be worth something if you bet that she would make the shot and then she did. Like
No, I bet you're still getting plus money that
Yeah.
she's not going to make the shot only because the chances of it are so good that she should make it.
yeah.
All right.
It's
I want to
fantastic.
watch
She had
some
a
of
good
those
last
highlights.
season, but she's been,
But she's
sneaker
out.
deals and TV
She's out
and all
right
this
now.
shit. They're saying that she wasn't
You said she's
focused.
Angel Reese hasn't. Yeah, she wasn't practicing
Angel
in the all
Reese.
season.
What a great name. Fun. Hey, like vampires, like horror, like music taking up 80% of the movie? No? Well, tough shit snacks, because we will be talking about the smash hit
Shit
horror
snacks?
movie with melody as well as massacre, Sinners. The story that looked at from dusk till dawn and thought, let's throw in a few tunes, dances, and double up on the Killmonger. But before we put on the Ritz while horror's on the fritz, our own singer of Salisbury Sushi and Surf and Turf, Brian, has prepared a yummy appetizer to start us off.
I'm waiting for you to do X.
Brian?
Our XXX of XXX. Brian.
Our X-Men of excellent... No, that's
Executioner of excellence.
Xenophobe. Foods that start with a... Hey, Siri.
Yeah.
Foods that
What is
start
a
with a
quince?
letter X.
She knows 8 foods that start with the letter Q. She knows this. There you go.
Oh, wow.
None of these are food. You
Zabooma
can't eat an
food.
X-ray. You can't eat an Xbox. I don't know what that
That was a show.
Xan-
Zabooma food.
Xanthoriza?
An axophone?
Right,
Saxophone?
A xylophone.
No, I know what a xylophone. It does not say
Do you?
xylophone, sir.
Does it end PHONE?
No, I messed up on that. Let's move on, shall
Tell
we?
us about these
Brian?
foods, Brian.
Help you, boys?
You got any white bread?
Yes.
I'll have some toasted white bread, please.
You want butter or jam on that toast, honey?
No, ma'am. Dry. Got any fried chicken?
Best damn chicken in the state.
Bring me 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
You want chicken wings or chicken legs?
4 fried chickens and a Coke.
And some dry white toast, please.
You all want anything to drink with that?
No, ma'am.
A Coke.
Be up in a minute.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm always waiting for the recipe to these things when Brian starts.
I know. It's such a weird combination of foods. It's never anything I want to eat.
It's like what's the cooking show with the basket where they get like random things and they have to make something with it?
Oh, I have seen that show. Yeah. Super
Chopped.
random.
Oh, Chopped. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
You don't find sushi? What about no sushi?
Salisbury
no,
steak and
Salisbury
sushi.
steak?
Salisbury sushi?
Salisbury steak, sushi, and surf and turf.
Well, technically, sushi with Salisbury steak
Would be surf and turf.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay,
There you
well,
go.
good. So there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
I thought they retired Salisbury
Hey.
steaks.
Stop rambling, Brian.
Hey, this week we're looking at Ryan Coogler's Sinners. The film set in 1932 Mississippi stars Delroy Lindo, Jack O'Connell, Miles Caton, Haley Steinfeld, and Michael B. Jordan in the dual roles of identical twin brothers Smoke and Stack Moore, who return to their hometown to get away from their criminal Chicago past and start their lives over again by opening a juke joint with the money they earned by working for the Chicago mob. However, soon after the twins open their juke joint, the place is beset upon by an ancient evil that is vampires trying to get inside. As we mentioned, Ryan Coogler cast Michael B. Jordan in the dual role of the Moore twins, Smoke and Stack, and the result is seamless. You really do forget that it's just one actor playing both brothers, and that got us to wondering, what are some of our other favorite movies that have actors playing dual or multiple roles?
Very nicely said.
Nice.
Who is it? You?
It is. It's Tito this
Yeah.
week.
Tito.
Oh, cool. I'm going Double Impact. Jean-Claude Van Damme, where he plays twin brothers
I forgot
of
about
himself.
that.
Honorable mention right
Chad
there.
and I can't remember the other brother's name.
So pretty much Double Dragon, but there wasn't Double Dragon.
Yeah, but one of them, the one is like
Double
very like
Dwibble.
was raised in like a more wealthier way, so he's kind of
Right.
posh, and the other one was raised in the street, so his hair is slicked back and he smokes cigars. This is a fun ass movie, and I actually always thought Jean-Claude Van Damme was a pretty solid actor.
I like Van Damme
I think he does a good job in this. Rolo Yang comes back as the bad guy who can't talk. The guy in the rocking chair from
Salem's Lot.
from Salem's Lot is in it. He plays the one that raises one of them. It's a fun movie. It's so stupid, but it's and for the time, the effects are actually pretty good.
That guy, I know who I can never remember his name, but he's been in like everything from X-Files to Devil's Rejects.
I'm trying to think of
Yes.
who he is. Who was he in Devil's Rejects?
He was the lead singer of the country band in the beginning. When they're in the motel, but right before Otis and Baby show up.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Lewis.
Jeffrey Lewis.
Yes.
Torque Lewis.
Oh, I know. That's Juliette Lewis's dad.
Is it really?
In real life, yes.
I didn't know that. Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes,
Great
it
actor.
is. I know.
Yeah,
I only found that out
Yeah.
this past year. I didn't realize that they were related.
He's a very good character actor.
He has done a
he
ton
pops up
of
in
stuff.
every. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's very good too. Great X-Files episode of him, who as a man who's cheated death multiple times. Very cool.
Died in 2015.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we can't kill him, can we?
R.I.P. Jeffrey Lewis.
Good. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's cool. That's mine. I love that movie. It's fun. I love Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Good call.
I do too.
Up to a certain point, but
Right. I think
those movies were in my wheelhouse for sure for him.
I mean, what is it? After Hard Target? I mean, for me, I like Hard Target. Is it after?
I want to say
Hard
anything
Target?
after Hard Target starts to kind of go downhill, where he does the movie with like Dennis Rodman and he does some other.
Double Team? No.
Double Team.
Well,
Yeah.
there's Double Team and there's
Team and-
knockoffs where they sell fake jeans or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they kick people in the head. I don't remember. That goes downhill though.
No. Nowhere to Run? Was that before or after?
I think that was
before with Rosanna Arquette. That's a good movie too.
Oh,
I like
Rosanna
that.
Arquette.
Mine is Mike Myers and So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Such a good pick.
that is
He
a
does
runner-up.
he is. I forget. I mean, you can if you watch that movie enough, and I do. I watch that all the time. It's one of my favorites. You can kind of tell how they do it, but it's still pretty good. You do tend to forget that he and his dad are the same person, even though they clearly are. But I just love I just love the quotes. You quote them so many times.
Move.
Yeah, it's like an orange on a toothpick. Don't get me started. We'll be here all night.
myself to sleep tonight on
But-
this huge pillow.
It's like one of my favorite
Oh, this
comedies.
week you get
We're
it.
Going with that.
No.
This week you- that your Scottish
I get it.
accent.
I get it. Yeah.
Which-
That's maybe I should have channeled him.
I said at one point.
Yeah,
Channel Heat or something like that. It's okay. What's yours?
So I went, even though that is a huge one.
Oh my.
Thank
that
you.
I love.
That's what she said.
Dead Again. Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson both play double duty in that one.
I've never seen
No, I don't think I've seen this.
It's such a good movie. It was one of my favorites. Kenneth Branagh plays Mike Church, who's a private detective investigating an amnesiac, Amanda Sharp, who's played by Emma Thompson. And in another life, in their like prior life, they play Margaret Strauss and Roman Strauss, a married couple. And the movie's all about like the husband was framed for her murder, and
he directed it too.
So as he's finding her out, he's realizing connections, and it's like Andy Garcia actually also plays a younger and older version of his character. So it's like triple double duty. But yeah,
Robin Williams is in it?
yeah,
Shit.
Robin Williams,
White Knight.
Derek Jacobi. Yeah,
a
really
great
good
cast.
movie. Really good movie. Yeah,
And Kenneth Branagh directed it. Yeah, that looks awesome. Man. I
Wow.
gotta check that out.
So that was like what, the late
Dead
80s,
Again?
early 90s? 'Cause they-
91.
91.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And it's like
Dead Again.
under
That
the
would have been around
radar.
the time that they were still married.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
What about you, Brian?
Good call. I'm going with Monty Python from The Holy Grail, also The Life of Brian, also The Meaning of Life, because in every one of their movies, they all play multiple characters. Graham Chapman, John Cleese, Eric Idle,
male and female.
Yeah,
that's true.
it doesn't
They do it
matter.
all.
It really doesn't matter.
Yep.
In Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Terry Jones plays Sir Bedivere, and also the old woman who's digging through the mud.
Dennis, is some lovely stuff down here.
Yeah. It's just amazing, and the way it's edited too. It's just like that John Cleese is Lancelot, but then he's like also somebody else in another scene, and it's just fantastic. And they do it so seamlessly in all of their movies. It's just so seamless and it's so funny.
He's laughing now.
I'm just thinking. I want to watch some Monty Python.
I'm down with that. I'll never say no.
I was thinking Brian's gonna pick Monty Python, and then he showed me his laptop, and I was like, I fucking know you. Son of a gun! You never let me down. You never lets me down.
I am so predictable.
I've got them as a backup.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I have a lot of backups.
Me too.
I really do.
So all right, so let's start. Tito,
I got a couple. I got Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. And shout out Arsenio Hall. He does a couple of roles too. And then this movie I always really loved, even though sometimes I think it's not a very good movie. John Candy and Dan Aykroyd in Nothing But Trouble. They all play multiple roles.
I thought about that one too.
Dan Aykroyd plays the judge, and he plays
that is a real hard movie to watch.
It's like a
really
under the radar. It was one of those movies that was always on TV for a while. So
like
me and my sister always watched it.
If you caught it when you were younger, I think you would.
I rarely laugh, but I really enjoy watching it. Like,
it is a fun movie.
And I think Dan Aykroyd directed and wrote it. And
oh yeah,
dude.
I think he might be right. Yeah.
Got a weird sense of humor. That man
pulls his nose off.
The hot dog scene.
The dick nose. Yeah.
The hot dog scene.
Oh,
is
he's
the
eating
worst.
the fucking. That's not a hot dog, man. I don't know.
Freaking what's his name? Taylor Negron. Am I saying
Oh
that?
yeah.
From the Last Boy
It smells like toxics.
Yeah.
It smells like toxics.
There definitely are moments in it, but overall, you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Why
it's a strange one.
I know I'm wasting my time while watching that movie, which I have a lot of those, but some of them are so silly I can forgive myself for it. This one, though.
Well, that one is like super entertaining.
Oh, no.
Right.
My runner-up is Jack Nicholson in Mars Attacks, where he plays the president. He plays the casino owner. I'm a huge Jack Nicholson fan, and then that one almost made it to the top, but so I married an axe murderer or not. And for honorable mentions, I've got Jeremy Irons in Dead Ringers, Van Damme in Double Impact, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, in the Bill and Ted movies.
And Evil Bill.
Just thinking of one now. No, I guess not. Army of Darkness. Does that count? Because one head's fake. He fights himself at one point. I'm going to throw
Army of Darkness plays like the burnt up version of himself.
Actually,
somebody else is playing him though, right?
Bill Moseley, as he's
but during their fight,
it is him. And because I promise I do this because our good friend and listener of the show, who I work with, Kelsey Beauvais, listens to this episode, and she wanted to chime in on her favorite,
Kelsey?
Chris Evans in Avengers Endgame.
Because he plays himself. That is America's ass.
That is America's ass.
She loves the show, but she said she's not huge into horror, so we have to do less horror. A lot of people are saying that, so I'm sorry. But
it's Mark's fault.
It is my fault. But she'll be happy because we gave her a nice shout out. So everybody's happy now. Kelsey.
Welcome to the show, Kelsey.
Hi, Kelsey.
And those are mine.
Nice. I have a lot of them, but I know you do too. So I'm gonna go with the out of the box ones.
Do them all.
Nicholas Braun, who played Andy Kaufman and Jim Henson in the Saturday Night movie.
I almost did that one too, but it was way too little.
You would not know unless you paid attention to the cast listing. Lindsay Lohan and Haley Mills both in the Parent Trap movies. Karen Killian, in the movie Duel. She plays clones of herself that are trying to kill each other.
I never saw it.
It's pretty fun. Jonathan Hyde, who is from Jumanji. He played the father.
And the hunter.
That's right.
And Van Pelt.
That son of a gun.
Honorable mentions to Michael Park, who it's technically 2 movies, but he played Earl McGraw, the sheriff, in Kill Bill 1, and then he played Esteban Vallejo in Kill Bill 2.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Really good character actor.
The cigarette. Yep.
He's in a ton of Tarantino's movies.
Wasn't that character also in Planet Terror?
Yes.
He
The sheriff is. The sheriff's in Planet Terror. Yeah.
That's a great movie, too.
I also, Jack Nicholson, I had to agree with that. The cast of The 13th Floor, the cast of Back to the Future.
I almost picked that one, but I knew you were going to bring it up.
And technically, Face Off. Travolta and Cage, they play themselves and then they play each other.
Right.
So
absolutely.
And then they do. It's both over the top. But if you're going to go that way, you get the right actors in the positions.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Nice. So I've got Peter Sellers in Doctor Strangelove, who plays the president and also the titular Doctor Strangelove.
He played multiple roles in Casino Royale too.
He did, yes,
TV.
in the comedy one with Woody Allen.
Woody Allen's the bad guy in that,
and
right?
David Niven. Just watched a video about the making of that. It was very interesting. Check out
movie.
There's a YouTube channel called It Was a Shit Show about the making of how the making of movies were so bad, and check it out if you will. Coming to America and Nutty Professor Eddie Murphy. Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. There's a lot of Michael J. Fox playing dual roles. The Prestige, Christian Bale. Mickey 17 just came out.
Oh
Derek's boy plays multiple roles.
He does a really good job too of playing.
He plays 17 roles.
The same guy multiple ways.
I also have Mars Attacks. Jack Nicholson. I also have Austin Powers, where Michael Myers plays himself as Austin Powers, and also Fat Bastard and other roles. So I Married an Axe Murderer also, and I have Neil Breen as Kale, also Cade.
I was wondering.
Twisted Pair.
I was wondering if anybody was going to go there.
A movie worse than Samurai Cop. Is that it? Is that everybody?
That's
all right. Excellent appetizer. Excellent appetizers there. Should we go on to the main course?
The main.
Are we supposed to talk during this and have something to say?
I'm just going to shimmy.
Or are you just shimmying around?
Shimmying around.
You know, I used to play basketball.
They lost it a little
I had a
bit.
shot when
I know you like to play ball.
I love playing ball. I need to do it more. I think you could make that bet with me that I'll miss my first shot every time, though.
I don't think so.
I think so. Will you teach me?
Underneath the basket?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe if,
Unguarded?
You know, if the hoop is
Too high?
regulation, if that shit is regulation.
Oh, it will be.
Okay, cool. We're gonna play basketball.
Yeah.
You guys have fun.
Caitlin Clark.
You're going to break your ankle.
I'm afraid to hurt myself. Yeah,
I'm
for
afraid
sure.
to hurt myself
I'm
too.
definitely not going to be running.
Why don't we just play Nintendo?
Yeah, for
Do
sure.
kids still play Nintendo?
Double dribble.
Double dribble.
Double
Or NBA
That's what I said
Jam.
earlier. Double dribble.
Oh, I double dribble.
I always saw you eat earlier. We know.
Probably not the way you guys are thinking it. All right, the main course. Here we go.
The main course.
Here's dinners in the oven.
The following is rated R for radical and contains a lot of nudity, gore, and bad language. Cool. From the man who made Black Panther more popular than the last 3 Superman films, and starring Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan Sinners, in this small makeshift nightclub where the outcasts and segregated come to drown themselves in booze, babes, and bombastic music, a nightmare has come knocking at their door. Sinners! Gasp at the paranormal party-pooping vampires as they fight their way in to feast on the refugees inside. Sinners! See Michael B. Jordan in a one-man performance of a dynamic duel of gangsters. Thrill to the dynamic music that haunts the silver screen. Don't miss the most talked-about motion picture from Ryan Coogler that will leave you screaming out of the theater. Lock your doors. Bolt your windows, and pray to the heavens you don't receive a visit from the sinners. This motion picture is brought to you by the Dad's Opening Thoughts.
Nice.
That was cool.
Nice.
That hurt.
I love those.
That was good.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun to do a trailer
It
voice. It's fun to have fun.
Tito?
That was fun. Man, I really enjoy this movie. I love Ryan Coogler. I'm a big fan of his work. And I'm glad that he finally made something that wasn't like an IP or, because I love Creed. Probably the only other movie that I've seen as many times or will probably see as many times as this is Creed. Fruitvale Station is a phenomenal movie, but it's
I've never seen that one. I want to, though.
I can only watch it the one time, dude. It's such a fucking heartbreaker.
Yeah.
And the Black Panther films are really, really fun, and the first one's very good. But yeah, I was glad to see him actually do something that was an original idea. He's definitely pulling from a lot of places, but he wrote a great idea. He found his muse. Not since fucking Tony Scott and Denzel Washington have I loved a director-actor duo. I love these two guys together.
It's a good call, Tito.
They've done they did like 5 movies, I think, Tony Scott and Denzel.
Yeah.
But I love these two guys together. And Michael B. Jordan, I thought he was fine. I thought he was like a pretty good actor. He's legit playing 2 different characters, and he's doing it really, really well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's it's not a vampire movie, but it's a movie with vampires. And it's not a musical, but there's a lot of music in it. And somehow he just made it work. I was very excited to see this movie, and I had really high expectations. And I watched the movie. I was like, that is not what I expected. I'm even happier than I thought I would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a fun movie, great cast. Everybody's awesome in it. It looks amazing. And the music is fucking fun as hell.
It really is.
It's so
really,
fun.
really good.
I didn't think I would like this kind of music or be able to appreciate it as much as I did. But yeah, awesome film.
This movie's incredible. I left the theater really amazed, and it wasn't really a horror film for me.
Yeah,
it wasn't what I thought it was going to be either. I almost kind of wish it wasn't I don't wish it was vampires, because it brought this movie back to a horror movie level. Not that that's necessarily bad, but it brought it to a familiar level. And up until that point, Everything in this movie was brand new. It was the way it was done, the characters, the mood, the setting. Everything was kind of new to me, and I really enjoyed this strong atmosphere with the music and everything. So when, again, it did kind of become that classic, guy's trapped in a house and something evil's trying to get in. It's not a bad, third act, but it's a familiar one.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes a little bit down for me. It's still a fantastic film. I love it, but I wish they weren't vampires. I wish they were like demons. Like there was so much talk of music and spirituality, and you had the good
the
spirits.
Summoning of the ancestors through
Absolutely.
music.
Well,
so
let's
good.
summon up the demons. Let's make them, something a little more abstract in their form than just your classic vampires. Because once it comes that, then you start thinking about the rules, what they can, what they can't.
But
do.
I like how he played with the rules.
He did play with the rules. It's
like
not a
that.
bad.
Come in.
Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a great film. It was that first half is just phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
So, all in all, great movie.
Agreed. I love everything about this film. You guys had really kind of talked it up when you guys had originally told us about it, and I wasn't sure if it was going to live up to the expectation, because the way that you guys touted it was exactly that way, and it exceeded, just like it exceeded your expectations, Tito. It exceeded mine. The music, of course, is amazing, and the way it's used to support the story and enhance it is incredible. Truly awesome filmmaking. The acting, the story, the editing, most importantly, the message. They're all crafted so meticulously.
That's tough. I hate talking too.
And meaningfully, that it stands to make it's a real experience. It's not just a trip to the movies. It's a real experience watching this movie. Jordan's a tour de force. The Miles Canton, the kid,
that kid's voice is amazing.
Awesome. Incredible.
When he started singing, I was like, "Holy
seriously,
shit, this guy's awesome!"
Yeah.
Like his character, he carries such weight and depth that seems so beyond his years. Like he's a young kid, but he has such gravitas. Not to throw fancy words around. We'll dive in more into the vampires as we go through the film, but I liked that Coogler managed to stay true to a lot of the lore, kind of twisting it a little bit here and there, but at the same time, he breathed fresh unlife into the subject matter with the way the vampires, specifically Remick, the leader, are written and portrayed. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm such a fan of it.
Yeah,
of what he did with his whole backstory and the drive and what was really motivating them. It was awesome.
I had seen this preview for this movie for it seems like months. You guys know, I talk it all the time. Go to the movies like every Tuesday with my dad and my brother, and this trailer came up. But it's one of the movies that just slipped through our fingers. We never got to see it in the theater. Didn't watch it until last night, and I knew a little bit about it. It, like you went beyond my expectations. Like even what I had already known, I'm like, just the way that Coogler put it all together. Right. It was equal parts The Thing, and I'll bring that up. I saw similarities to The Thing. There were a couple of things in there that reminded me of The Thing. Right. From Dusk Till Dawn. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Because there are very few movies where music plays such an integral part in these stories.
And even their names are...
That's our favorite kind of music. The music that the characters can hear too.
Exactly. Diegetic, Diegetic. We know that word now. Boom. Yes.
Plus the names, even the character names are
Smokestack Lightning, which was a blues song.
Well, and their real names, and the Elijah thing, Elijah Samuel, and the whole biblical kind of side of things. Wicked cool.
Exactly. He interweaves it so well into such a great cohesive story, and I just found it so fascinating. As soon as I finished watching it, I couldn't wait to watch it again. Yeah. I told my wife that I was watching it last night. She's like, "Oh, I want to see it." I'm like, "Don't worry, I will watch it again with you probably this weekend." And I will. I want to see this movie over and over again.
I know. I watched it after you, and I didn't think I was going to make it for the whole thing. I was like, I'll watch the first half, and then when
it's just
the
a little
show
over
up,
2 hours long, but it is
I
so
stayed
good.
up and watched it. Yeah,
but it doesn't
so
drag.
good.
Doesn't feel it.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Feel it at all.
Not at all.
Excellent pacing.
No, it's just fantastic. I love this.
You're
movie.
too invested in everyone and everything that's going on in them. It doesn't have really time to take a breather and stop and talk to the audience, so to speak. It doesn't catch you up on anything.
Yeah.
You're just you're going on.
Right. It doesn't, all those metaphors, like they don't overdo or over-explain. They do. They leave it up to you to kind of draw the comparisons.
I'll get to that. I'll talk about how they do
so
it right.
Kudos to Coogler for putting this all together and using actors that he's used in the past. I mean, we always like when directors, right? We always like, and we've talked about it before, when directors use like their preferred stable of actors, you know, and Coogler seems to have found his stable of people that he likes to work with. Michael B. Jordan. It was so seamless the way the two brothers. You know, I forgot that it was one guy after a while. It was so seamless. Yeah. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Let's get into it.
Do it up. Cool.
Yeah.
So, Sinners, 2025, written and directed by Ryan Coogler, director of Creed, Fruitvale Station, and of course the Black Panther movies, starring Michael B. Jordan, Miles Catton, Wunmi Josaka, Saul Williams, Jack O'Connell, Tanaj L. Jackson, Delroy Lindo, Haley Steinfeld, and Omar Benson Miller. Sorry, the movie features many real-life musicians, including Saul Williams, who plays Jedediah, Buddy Guy,
plays old Sammy Moore.
Huge,
yeah. Sammy.
He's Sammy.
The elderly guy at the
end.
And then Joan and Bert, the couple that get turned first.
Right.
They are played by Lola Kirk, who is a singer, and Peter Dramanis, who I forget the name of the band, but they're a Canadian band, so I'm sure Tristan and Chris might know.
Because they all know one another in Canada.
But the funny thing is that the two of them they didn't provide their own singing voices for the characters.
Oh, really?
Which is weird. Yeah. It was recorded by different people.
The music was done by
Ludwig Göransson.
Yes, who did the music for the Mandalorian.
Right.
Yeah.
And, amongst other things.
And he was such an integral part in and his wife as well.
Right.
That they both became executive producers on the movie as well.
I was reading his wife was like basically the curator, and she like was really important to stay true to the like realistic that we were saying, the reality, this historical music and stuff. The guitar in the film was said to be from Charlie Patton, who's a blues legend of Choctaw, Irish, and African American descent,
which are the three
groups mentioned and featured in the movie.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So that's all the trivia. I mean, there's a bunch, but I want to get right into it.
There was a really cool documentary that it reminded me of this after watching it. It was somebody that was like collecting like the old songs from Appalachia and documenting them. You know, like these are the people that came over from Ireland and settled in the Appalachian areas of the South, and their folk songs became evolved into what we now consider like modern country songs,
Right.
So
because old school country is huge in Ireland.
It is. And there was a documentary like about 10, 15, maybe 20 years ago I remember seeing, and this guy was kind of like called the Song Collector. Yeah. Like he would go into, these very rural, very deep South areas of the mountain people and talk about the music that they grew up on and try to document it so it wouldn't be lost, which was really fascinating to me. And this kind of reminded me of that, especially going into the trivia with what's his name, Goran
Göransson?
Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah.
Ludwig Göransson. And his wife, researching all the music of the past and stuff. It's really fascinating to me. I love music and I love hearing stuff like that.
Right.
So.
And it just shows like this could be a lot different if someone who didn't care as much was in charge.
Right, exactly.
So it's like it really was a perfect marriage.
Agreed.
All right.
Let's do it. Enough talk.
A female narrator explains there are people born with the ability to make music so true that they can pierce the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits of the past and the future. In ancient Ireland, they were called the Fili. In Choctaw land, they were called firekeepers. And in West Africa, they called them riops. I think healing to the communities, but also attracts evil. So in true Tarantino fashion, we begin in Clarksdale, Mississippi, 1932 Jim Crow era. A bloody young man, Sammy, clutching a broken guitar fret, stumbles out of a car.
The guitar, that's all that's left.
It's covered in blood, covered in scars. Kind of stumbles up to a church that is like a little barn and approaches, tries to get in. Which I liked. Did you notice that they kind of lingered on him?
Has he returned? Does he have to be invited in?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So the preacher begins preaching about men called to sin, but the good Lord calls upon them, blah, 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 preach. While he speaks, we get intermittent flashes of red-eyed demon people. So people who don't realize this is a vampire movie, throws them off. Tells the young man that he wants him to leave his sinning ways and begs him to put the guitar handle down as we get more flashes of horrible creatures. Cut to one day earlier. Told you, Tarantino-esque. Sammy hums while picking cotton as the sun comes up. I actually thought it was at night. I thought the sun was going down.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. He's a smart kid. The rest of the field workers arrive as he's leaving, having met his quota by getting up early and working in the dark. I don't know why they all didn't do that, because I'm sure it was super hot out there.
Yeah, cooler at night, but harder to see the cotton.
Yeah, kids and shit, probably.
That's true. That's true.
He's
just a teenage boy. He's a teenager, you know?
I blame the kids.
And he knows he's got a big gig tonight, so he's like, fuck that, I gotta get this out of the way so I can party.
Elsewhere, a pair of twin brothers, Michael B. Jordan, stand smoking and leaning on the same car the boy pulled up in the church at the start.
That was the most impressive thing. That's the part of the movie that first caught my eye. Where I was like, you know, he just rolled that fucking cigarette past it like nothing, like nothing, and you don't even see like.
No, it was like I said, it was so seamless, so seamless.
They watch the road as another car pulls up. This car is nicer, and an old flabby white guy, Hogwood, steps out.
Hogwood. Boss Hogwood.
The brothers are there to buy an old mill. They're going to turn it into a club. There's some racist tension. Reveals that the twins are not from there. They're actually from Chicago.
As there is.
Yep. They give him a bag of money and warn him that that's all he's getting and that his clan brothers better stay away or they'll be killed where they stand. And the man denies the clan existed.
Yeah.
Because, of course.
Clan hasn't been around for years.
Remember when they used to hide? Sammy goes to the church and meets the father, who at first I thought he was just calling him Pops because he's a preacher, but he's actually his dad. Yeah. The boy finished his quota for the day. He eyes a steel guitar leaning against the wall, which the pastor says he brought it in for him. He wants him to help with his sermon tomorrow, and he starts having him read a passage, and it's all about temptation and restrictions. He wants to play music, and the father is not happy. He says he'll be back in town for service in the morning. The father warns his son. He says that if he keeps dancing with the devil, it's going to follow him home.
Mm-hmm. Great line.
And then he's picked up by the twins, who turn out to be his cousins.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, I just closed it.
I do also like when you first hear them speak and are you guys twins? Nah, we cousins. Dude, Stack is my favorite.
Yeah.
He's my fucking favorite.
Yeah, he's great.
Like Smoke is badass hero type guy, but Stack is so fucking dynamic.
And I love the other thing with the cigarette, whereas one of them can't roll
a cigarette.
Roll it.
Yeah. Which kind of plays into the end, right?
Yeah. He smokes a pipe when his brother's not around.
And then like at the end, he's like trying to roll it and his hands are trembling. He can't do it. So he ends up taking the cigarette from the other guy. We'll get there. The three stop on the road and head into the tree line where a tarped truck is hidden. The twins debate whether or not to open their bar that night or wait.
That part actually made me jump when that fucking snake was in the back of the truck.
Oh, yeah.
I really wasn't expecting that, and that was a legitimate jump scare that made me jump.
Right. I at this point I didn't know their names, so I called them Red Hat.
Yeah,
Red Hat and Sammy get back in the other car and drive off. Blue Hat pulls the truck out and drives into town. He tasks a younger girl to stay in the truck.
That was a great scene.
And watch, I love that.
When he's teaching her how to haggle,
and he's offering her 10 cents a minute, and then he's like, she's all like totally fine with that.
Yeah,
he's like, no, you gotta learn to negotiate.
Yeah, there's a dialogue with money.
Did you notice? I don't watch special features. I haven't seen a special feature in fucking forever.
Yeah,
but I watched all the deleted scenes of special features, and I didn't notice this. The whole it's red, white, and blue throughout the entire movie.
Right.
One's red, one's wearing red.
Right.
They're all wearing white or blue or red. The buildings are red. The buildings are blue. The buildings are white. It's throughout the entire film. I didn't pick up on that at all.
Well, I picked it up with the twins, but I didn't pick it up with everything else. I'll have to go back and watch it.
I think I noticed some of the buildings.
Yeah, I noticed there was a lot of white. I mean, they did dwell a lot on like driving through the cotton fields.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Sure. Right. And the church, like when the church doors open and everybody's wearing white and the inside's painted white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Back on the road, Stack and Sammy talk about the car, and Sammy asks them about their dad. Stack tells him that Smoke killed him after he knocked out Stack. The guitar is a gift, Charlie Patton's, from the brothers to Sammy. And he plays a bit, and he starts singing it, and immediately shocks Stack. He's like,
I felt like him.
Shocked the audience.
I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
And I kind of I kind of had a feeling like he must be a good singer because of the premise of the movie, but like when he's the way he sang, like when that came out of his mouth, I was like, holy shit.
Well, that was like I mentioned it before, like the first time I had seen Oh Brother Where Art Thou,
right?
Where the music is so integral to the story, and when I heard like people singing in that, it was just so perfect. It just fits so well.
I love
like
when
that last
they do that
puzzle piece,
right.
And it's like, it just fits so perfectly.
And it's hard to do. Like it's not easy to weave existing music into a story that and make it cohesive.
Love it.
And I love when people do that.
Same.
Across the Universe is another example.
Yeah, good call.
So at a train station, Stack and Sammy meet Slim, an old drunk harmonica player, Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo.
I love Delroy Lindo.
Yeah, he's great in this movie too.
Who Stack asks to come play at the bar, but he already plays at a place owned by Mesner, a guy named Mesner. He sways him with an Irish beer from Chicago. As Sammy and Slim play some blues.
Tells him there's a lot more where that came from.
Stack tells the crowd about the bar opening, and there's like a little battle of the blues.
I like that he tapped into his alcoholism.
Yeah.
Because initially he's really reasonable. He's like, your place might not be open tomorrow.
Right.
But I get $10 every Wednesday.
Right.
You're going to give me $20 tonight. Cool. And then he was like, oh, fuck, Irish beer. I need some of that Irish beer. Fuck, yeah, whatever.
It's called good negotiating right there, man.
And it's a really good scene, too. The dialogue, like the story that he tells to, it's after, right, when they pass.
When they're driving with cornbread.
A white girl, Haley Steinfeld, stares and approaches. She turns out to be a former lover of Stack.
Yep.
A little bit more than a lover, but you don't know that yet. Having stuck, lover of Stack, having stuck his cooch and his tongue in her cooch. And fucked her hard. Her words, not mine.
But then you stuck my cooch.
She's jilted, she's jaded, and trouble to come, I'm sure.
Jaded.
And boy, was I right.
By the way, spoilers, folks. If you haven't seen this movie yet.
Oh, yeah, there's some graphic sexual comments.
There is. There's a lot of...
I saw this with Ronan.
Did you really?
Yeah, he wanted to see it, and I really wanted to see it, so we went and watched it, and I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, we're here. I mean, he's 17, whatever.
Yeah. Here's the birds and the bees.
We're here, man.
You see, Ronan, when a man loves a woman...
No. He laughed at all the things that were supposed to be funny, so I was like, all right, he gets what's happening. He's laughing when he's supposed to laugh.
He wasn't laughing at those parts, though, was he? Oh, okay.
Well, yes, he was.
What's he doing to her?
I felt, yeah.
Is he a vampire already?
I fell in love with Haley Steinfeld all over again.
Oh, yeah, no.
She is a great vampire.
She is.
Smoking hot as a vampire.
She's so good.
Yep. When she's like, we're going to kill every one of you motherfuckers.
Yeah, just that smile in the eyes.
Oh, so good.
That is a good vampire.
She has some really good moments in this movie.
She really does. We'll get there, though.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Next, the three arrive at the cotton fields where they recruit Cornbread, a big old boy, as a recruiter.
I love Cornbread.
He's hilarious. And at first I thought he was the kid from Hook. I totally thought he was. He's not.
All grown up.
I've definitely seen him in other
the bowling
things.
ball roll.
Right. I thought it was him. But
He's
it's
just Forrest Whitaker.
It's true.
True.
He's the only other movie I know him from is 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was in something recently.
I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff.
I saw. I don't know if it was maybe a TV show or something.
Yeah.
I saw him on. They recruit him.
There's another good line there where he's like, maybe she'll let you put your pecker in her mouth.
Yeah.
This movie is out of control.
In which Tito had to turn to his son and say, you see, Ronan, the pecker is a slang term for the penis.
I mean, he might, it's true. He might not have known that. It's a dated term.
Yeah.
But even the wife is just like, well, hold on a second. How much money are we talking here? Because that's even in her head, she's like, man, that's probably a lot of money.
That's a good woman you got.
If I'm going to put his dick in my mouth, it's definitely a lot of money. There's a lot of money happening right now. Get out there, boy. Go get me some money.
Again, it's all about negotiating.
It's all about,
this movie is
absolutely.
This movie teaches you proper negotiation.
And we see more of that in a minute, too.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Smoke visits a small grave outside the home of Annie, his estranged wife. She's recruited as a cook, but is also a hoodoo practitioner. Her root protected the brothers while they were gone, but not their baby. Baby died. Smoke wore a protective necklace, which he gives back to her. He says it hurts coming back there, but he loves her and misses her. And then they have, dirty, nasty sex.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of that in this movie. Elsewhere, a badly burned a white man crash lands like a.
He kind of does. He falls right out of the sky.
Yeah, he literally falls out of the sky, and he starts stumbling and rushing towards a house in the middle of nowhere. Bangs on the door, calling for help. A couple open the door with guns drawn. The man tells them that there are Choctaw after him. He tells them they killed his wife and asks for protection, offering gold. A group of Choctaw men arrive shortly after.
That's a great scene.
Right. Yeah. They come there, warning the wife. The wife acts like no one's there.
Mm-hmm. She's got a gun on them.
As the sun sets, the leader and his gang leave.
This was one of the scenes that reminded me of The Thing.
Yeah.
The Choctaw were the Norwegians coming to warn Americans about the dog.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, fuck it. But unlike in The Thing, the Norwegians get shot and blown up.
Right.
But the Choctaw was like, oh, the sun's going down. We got to get the fuck out of here. So, it was so cool.
That's a good point.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
So they leave, and the woman goes back in to find her husband on the ground, slowly rising. The other man is in a chair covered in blood, and we finally have our vampires. The Juke Club opens. I missed the whole fucking thing about...
There's like Bo and Grace and going to the...
Oh,
no, you did talk a little bit about that when he negotiates with the girl.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, but and I had more after there, and I think I skipped to the next one.
We probably started derailing the conversation.
You meet Bo and Grace.
It happens.
All right, here we go. Inside the store, he visits an old friend and orders catfish.
We're going back.
Yeah,
we're going back.
We're Tarantinoing it again. But before the conversation can proceed, the horn blasts and smoke comes out to find two men trying to rob the truck. He shoots one in the ass. Yeah. It turns out to be someone he knows.
Yeah.
Because, that happens.
That's how it was back then.
Small town.
He goes back inside and pays his friends for the fish, but as well as medical attention for the two guys he shot. So he's nice. He's a nice guy.
And he orders a banner from his wife.
Yep. He requests a sign to be made by his friend's wife, who knows smoke and also knows how to haggle better than the girl outside. Because when she gets over there, she's at a different store working.
Yeah.
She comes over and she like vicious right to him, and obviously knows him. They have a history, which was cool. So now I can go back to the other part. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
You're doing a great job.
No, I'm not.
You're earning
I've never
your
done
$10
that before. That was rough. I mentioned Bo and Grace.
Jesus, Derek.
I will say the daughter, she does not make me feel bad that they were threatening to kill her.
She's in one of our categories. I was like, what the fuck's up with this kid? She stinks. She does. I love this movie. I was like, what is something I don't like about this? I was like, she sucks.
The daughter.
What a fucking stick in the mud.
Until after.
So boring.
So the Juke Club opens and people begin to arrive, dancing and drinking. Smoke is against Annie and Stack being so generous with people after having let an older man have a drink for less than they were charging. So the wooden nickels.
Yeah, the company script.
Right.
Yeah, because they get paid in debt. They're sharecroppers, so they're working off debt, so they get paid in
the
here's your
company
debt paid off.
So what they did was company script could only be used at the company store, and it wasn't like legal tender anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why what was her name? The hoodoo woman
Annie.
Annie.
Yeah.
She
takes
took it
it from the
anyway.
girls. Yeah.
But did you notice it was red? It wasn't green. It was a different colored money.
It's just like you open it up and just like, this is how much debt you've worked off.
Right. Exactly.
Today.
Exactly, and that was from the company, and you could only spend it back to the company.
Right,
and that stuff was it eventually became illegal.
Right.
But I mean, there were a lot of companies that did that back then.
Right.
Company script could only be spent at the company store. You could
they were pretty much keeping slavery alive.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, right. And you could only live in the company housing, and you could only spend your money at the company store. And you were basically a slave to the company. Yeah. It was like Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah.
Everything for the company.
Mary.
See that thing? We make that there.
We manufacture those. Yeah. Paul Reiser.
Exactly.
Paul Reiser would have done well in this time.
So Stack defends it. He says people deserve to come there and enjoy themselves. Mary arrives, as well as a married woman that Sammy is familiar with. Her name is Perline. Mary's mother, who helped raise the twins, was mixed race.
Yep.
You find that out. He puts on a front, but he actually loves her and he wants her to be safe and doesn't think that she can be safe with him.
That's a great scene, too.
Yeah.
That's a great scene.
Yeah, because it's like... all of a sudden the story flips.
What do you want me to tell you? That I love you?
Right.
That I want you? Yeah.
She's
I'll
not
kill
like
him if I have to.
some, just jilted lover. There's a
white
whole
woman
history.
staring at you.
That's a weird story. Like he found her a husband and moved her to Arkansas.
Right, to try to keep her safe.
Keep her safe.
Right.
Yeah.
Delta Slim brings Sammy up to perform. He sings a song that he wrote for his pastor father, all about him wanting to escape the church life of his father and how he truthfully wants to play the blues and doesn't want to be involved with the church. The crowd begins to dance as the music picks up. It is apparent that this music is the type of music that the female narrator in the beginning was describing. This is true because it's repeated again by her as he plays. And the scene becomes a fever dream featuring music from the future and past, creating a magical blend of African-American genres and musical evolution dissolving in a fiery haze.
Yeah, and Chinese.
So, yeah,
there was Chinese ancestors there too.
Magical.
Which was great.
They actually set the roof on fire.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was amazing.
So it's not CGI though.
No.
They set the fucking roof on fire.
Yeah, they said that was the last scene that they shot.
Yeah.
It was such a good scene.
Yeah.
And so beautifully shot. And
that's why you're mesmerized by it.
Totally.
It's real friggin' fire.
And the way, like,
dude, was that Bootsy Collins?
Yeah. The guitar player that comes out. Yeah, he looks like Bootsy Collins, 100%. And then there's like a guy breakdancing in a fucking
the
windbreaker suit and a cannibal hat.
Yeah.
There's fucking gangsters crip walking, and then there's the dude doing kung fu.
I was kind of hoping Digital Underground would show up, but they didn't. The Humpty Dale.
Only in Nothing But Trouble. Only in Nothing But Trouble.
That's true. They had their moment.
They had their
And that shot of the fire too, because like as the roof is
embers.
burning, the embers turn into the stars.
Yeah.
So
and then all of a sudden you're outside looking at this. Oh, it's so good.
And
it was
Cornbread is sitting outside like nothing is fucking happening.
Right, exactly.
Because he just walks on the door.
Exactly.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, what a great scene.
Outside, the three white vampires approach the club, and Cornbread sends someone to get the twins, who are realizing they're going to be out of cash within 2 days if they don't start making real money.
Yeah.
The vampires pose as musicians looking to join in and play. He says he could hear Sammy's voice, so that's what drew him. Mm-hmm. They dismiss them, not inviting them in, thankfully. As Smoke tries to deter Sammy from fully joining their lifestyle, the guns and jazz and liquor, all the things that make Chicago great, going so far as to threaten his life, Mary offers to go find the musicians for Stack to give them a chance at the money that the three of them had been so keen to spend in the club.
Yeah.
Money that is sorely needed, as we find out that the Irish beer and the Italian wine the boys brought were stolen by the twins, who tricked the two sides, Irish and Italian, into thinking the other side stole it. Brilliant, until it's not.
Yeah.
Stack gives Mary a gun to take with her.
Well, they got vampires to deal with, so
right.
the mobs.
Right. Preferences.
Exactly.
Priorities. Mary goes off to find the Whites, who are playing some Irish music near the road. They sing to Mary, very haunting, very cool scene.
Great scene.
Questions
Great
them.
Song.
She questions them about the money they said they have. They produce the gold coins, same gold coins that he produced to the couple. They say it's no good to her though because she's in pain. Money can't fix. The dialogue is so good.
Never seen this in a vampire movie. Drooling vampires?
Right.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah, he starts drooling.
His eyes go red, he starts drooling.
Yeah, like
he's hungry.
He's hungry.
That is true. That is a new...
She notices the drool.
Right. The main vampire shows his true colors, and Mary pulls the gun on them, backing away. She tells them to get out, and as she walks back towards the club, we see him leap up into the air before cutting back to the club. We already know there was no point hiding.
They Amy'd her ass. She's coming back as a vampire.
The way he jumps too, it looks fucking everything in this movie just looks beautiful.
Right.
It's very just like seamless, and then he comes down and very gracefully. And like, oh fuck, they got her.
I know. In the end too, when he does that to chase down Sammy.
Oh yeah.
Well, Smoked. Oh no, sorry.
Did we skip the part where Sammy goes down on that chick?
Oh, I did.
That's
we did. We did.
What
can you say?
Yeah.
What a scene!
I just want to see how you taste.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that kid. Good for you, kid.
And
what a sweet girl.
She was Smoker Stack was listening outside the door.
Right, yeah.
Listen to my little cousin.
He was the wingman.
Yeah, he was.
Dude, I love
That's family.
It picks up
That's family.
Earlier in the movie, he's like, just talking about eating ice cream. You're like,
oh yeah,
that was the first
pressure.
point. I was like, oh shit, I brought my kid to this. But better him learning it from this movie than from me. So, all right,
Or
go
a,
ahead, do your thing.
or a TikTok video.
Or a TikTok
you
video.
know.
Exactly.
It felt like good advice. It felt like good advice.
And I gotta give this girl a shout out because she, before he starts to do that, she offers to go clean herself up.
Yeah, I know.
Which, you know,
She's
some
a
girls
lady.
don't do.
She's a lady.
She's
a lady.
I am a lady.
Did you guys actually think she was married?
I did it first, and then when she showed up without a husband, I was like, well, where the fuck's the husband?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay,
I wouldn't have let, you know, especially back then.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I'm going to the juke. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll see you later, honey.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay. Yeah.
Have fun with all of those guys.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
Try not to
Yeah.
get laid.
You didn't, there wasn't a lot to do back then.
Yeah.
You know, TV
Sam,
hadn't been invented.
That's
you know?
true.
You can't binge watch television as a couple. I'll stay home. You go get laid
Go
or
dance.
whatever. Yeah,
Maybe he'll sing a little bit.
yeah.
so that previous scene with the two of them puts an oomph into Pearline, and she's singing. Mary comes back to the bar. She asks Cornbread if she can come back in. He does before stepping out. He does. He lets her back in before stepping out to take a piss, leaving Slim to watch the door. And as soon as he walks away, you know what's next.
And here's horror movie cliche number one that seeped in, and I was like, no, don't never take a piss. No matter what movie you're in, if you're going to
Slim
take
said
a
that
piss,
to him. Why don't you go inside?
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna go out into the dark woods. This
Yeah.
woman's acting weird. Good time to take a piss.
Yeah.
Never take a piss in a horror film.
I ain't gonna get paid. Yeah.
Well, at least not
Mark,
in
when you
not
gotta
in the
go, you
woods.
gotta go.
No, not in the woods.
Not in the woods.
Even in the toilet, it didn't work for Gennaro, did it? You know,
That's true. And the door was closed. He locked it too.
dude, better to have wet drawers than being eaten by a T-Rex off the toilet. In hindsight,
Very true.
he left us. He left us.
But that's not what I'm going to do.
The guy in Snakes on a Plane gets his bit on the dick by a snake.
Oh, that's right.
When he's
In the
peeing?
bathroom, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You got the freaking poop
Saying dick too
weasels
much
in
tonight.
Dream Master, and you are saying dick a lot. It's fun to say dick. It's a fun word. Just don't do it. Just don't go to the bathroom anywhere but a toilet in a horror film. So there it is.
With a door that locks.
Right. Okay.
Mary pulls Stack aside, showing him the gold coins and telling them that they're waiting outside and that they're real and they're spectacular. While Smoke deals with the scuffle between patrons, as Pearline's song is fueled with passion.
Yeah.
Mary and Stack begin to rekindle their love, and she kills him, drinking his blood.
Another great line. I'm sorry.
Right.
You rob trains, you rob banks, but you're not going to steal this pussy tonight? Dude, I pray. If you're out, she doesn't listen to this show, but I pray that my wife one day would be like, you're not going to steal this pussy. Oh my God. I would fall in love with you all over again. Dude, any woman says that to you, you're like, what? Okay.
So when you guys renew your vows, or
That's going to be it.
That's gonna be the vow?
That's what I'm going to write hers.
Ryan Coogler wrote our
I'm
vows
going to
for
write
us.
hers, and I'm just going to be like, oh. I was, dude, you're coming in. We're going to the room. Hell yeah, dude. How could
Go
you
to
not?
the
How do you
room.
say no?
To the room. Don't go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
Go
So
to the
many
other room.
fucking. This movie's so fucking perverted.
Stack can't resist.
I love it.
It
How do you
makes
say
sense.
no to that?
No,
you don't.
exactly.
No, nobody would.
You
Skip
don't.
the reception, go right to the hotel.
Absolutely.
Smoke comes in to get Stack and finds her feeding. Well, it looks like she's just riding. Oh no! Sammy goes in first, and she's just riding.
Yeah.
They're engaging in coitus.
This is some. I might have a line. I feel like I got a line.
Right.
I don't know that I'd let somebody drool in my mouth.
Oh, I know.
I don't know though. If I was in that scenario, I might just be like, "Fuck it." If I have to, I want to finish, so I might have to let her drool in my mouth because she drools, and he's like, "You got a little drool." She's like, "You want to taste it?" He's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck!" It's a real come to Jesus moment. Right? It's like, do I want to keep this going or?
Depends on how good it is. Like if it's super
I don't know if I could say no to Haley Steinfeld.
If she's treating you right, she looks like Haley Steinfeld.
You want me to drool in your mouth?
Yeah, come on.
Fucking drool in your mouth.
And I love when she pops up and she's like, "It's not what it looks like."
Oh yeah, covered in blood.
She's covered in blood. Oh.
And technically, it's not. It looks like a cannibal.
Oh yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
It's a vampire.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he, as that happens, Smoke shoots Mary, causing the music to stop. But she starts laughing before escaping. She runs right out. After Stack succumbs in his brother's arms, Annie orders Slim to get everyone out. Annie puts the pieces together, realizing they're dealing with something supernatural. At first, she thinks they're hates, which I had never heard of.
Dude, haint.
Right?
I'd never heard.
Yeah.
So when you talk about you wish it was something else, I'm like, damn, I want to see these haints.
Exactly.
What the fuck is this haint?
Right.
Yeah.
And for a second there, that's what I thought, because all the vampire mythology had really not been introduced at that time. So it was like, oh,
yeah, because he invites Mary in, but it's like so very casual that you don't even think anything of it.
But there are other creatures out there that kind of have that rule as well. It's not just vampires. Like I think the things from are like that as well. So I was like, oh, are they going with something more mythical? And maybe that's what it was. Like I would have rather had seen that.
I think it was more important to make them vampires because the whole, when she explains haints versus vampires, and it's about whether the soul is actually there.
Yeah.
In a haint, the soul's gone.
Okay.
So it's really just like
it's an animated
the body snatchers.
Yeah, okay.
Can't be released.
And
whereas vampires, their soul
would
is
not
trapped.
be cool for one of my other favorite scenes later on in the movie. So point taken there.
Grace and Bo. She tells him to keep everyone in and to move the body outside. Which Smoke does not want to do, so they keep him locked in, keep the body locked in. Grace and Bo decide to leave as well. Cornbread approaches the door, asking for them to let him in to help. Annie interrogates him, realizing exactly what he is. As Smoke goes to pay him the money that he requests for his payment for the night before leaving, Cornbread grabs his arm and tries to bite, but Smoke shoots him, breaking free.
That's a cool practical
that
effect.
That is very
man.
cool.
Half his face is fucking missing.
I
That's
know.
just badass.
And
you've been walking your big ass up inside this place all night.
Right. Again, like the dialogue.
She's awesome too, man. Everybody in this movie.
The way that that they had the dialogue goes in those types of moments, the back and forth.
I think I asked this before. Was she in Lovecraft Country?
She was.
She was.
Yeah.
Oh man,
and Loki.
She is.
She was in Loki too.
Yeah.
She's the agent.
She was, wasn't she?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh my, holy shit.
Yeah.
And
she was the TVA agent.
That's okay. Wow.
She's awesome.
Right. She is
such a good actress.
Yep.
So thankfully he didn't bite him, but as they close the door for safety, the door knocks inside, and Stack calls for the inside room. Sorry, the door knocks on the inside room, and Stack calls for Smoke, having been revived. When he doesn't let him out, Stack gets angry. He ends up breaking out, and Annie throws holy water on him, causing him to run outside. Or it's either or is it garlic?
It's pickled garlic.
Garlic,
yeah. So it's the juice.
The thing I didn't like was when he put the knife through the door, and then everybody's sticking their eye through the hole.
Yeah, you were waiting for somebody to get stabbed,
for
right?
the knife to come. I'm like,
oh, I know.
I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
He just stuck a knife through the door, and you're sticking your eye through the.
Yeah,
I think it was a claw.
No, he's got a knife because he kills the snake with like a brass knuckle knife.
That's right. Okay.
That he keeps on him.
Honestly,
I forgot about that. I watched this movie. I've seen this movie 3 times. I on my third viewing, I thought maybe he doesn't want to damage them too much because he wants them to maintain some semblance of what they look like for when they all become family, quote unquote.
Exactly.
For realsies.
Annie goes Giles and starts schooling the remaining survivors on vampires versus. Did I?
Haints.
You mean Giles?
Is that
from Buffy?
I thought it was Giles.
No,
I never watched the show.
I
was gonna say
you never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No, I never watched the show.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
I love the movie.
It's Giles. Yeah,
Giles.
All right. Well, she goes Giles, and they start making weapons.
Or Merrick from the film.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. But I didn't think people would get the Merrick reference. I feel like
we
Giles
didn't get the Giles reference
Giles,
either.
and I thought Street Fighter. Or she beguiled them with her knowledge of the occult.
She beguiled him.
Oh,
tell me more, Derek.
I got to think better about these. The way that I write
these. It was good. It was right. It was the right reference.
Yeah.
So
Giles,
just executed wrong.
Yeah. And like we just spoke, just like we were just talking about, she explains that vampires aren't just possessed shells of dead people whose souls are now gone, but instead their souls are trapped and unable to move on, cursed, and they're part of a hive mind. Annie makes Smoke promise to kill her if she is bitten. The group finds a body behind the bar and drags him out, unsure of who killed the man.
Oh, that poor bastard.
Yeah. I know.
Outside, the vampires are dancing in a fairy circle, which is an Irish thing, as Remick sings. Rocky Road
to Dublin.
Really cool. Back inside, Annie passes around a clove of garlic and tells everyone they're going to take a bite. The thing
this
style.
This is the thing. Yeah, the test.
When he eats
that's what I was thinking too. Yeah,
and I honestly,
it's the blood with the hot wire.
I thought it was going to be Grace.
Yeah,
right. And then because of how she was acting, but again, like just great writing. And then Slim, when he eats the garlic, he starts convulsing, but it ends up turning out to be from drinking too much Irish.
Yeah,
right?
He's gonna puke.
Yeah. They realized after everyone passes the test that the man they dragged out was not dead, but was knocked out with a bottle of wine. So it wasn't blood on the floor; it was wine. And that sucks. The man tries to get back in as he wakes up. Before they can let him in, Cornbread tackles him down, biting him. And he just sicks him. He's like a rabid dog.
This is a fun scene too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Especially because as that happens, Bo casually walks towards the club.
Nobody's dying.
Having gone outside to get the car for him and Grace. He tries to lure her outside. He tells her not to worry about Cornbread being hungry. Which every time I say that, I want cornbread. It's good stuff. When Grace refuses to come with him, he tells her to let him inside. Remick joins them at the door. He tries to sell the idea of joining them as being able to be free and not worry about those who would try and keep them down again. All the oppression will go away. He threatens Grace with the promise in Chinese. He threatens Grace with the promise to pay Lisa, the couple's daughter. We talked about her briefly. A visit. Remick's story is revealed directly to Sammy that he longs to be with his people and have a community again, and that Sammy's music can bring his people back because of its power.
So this is where the idea of the vampires makes sense to me as far as Remick and what he wants to do and how he understands the people of the Delta Mississippi are, and like, no, all the things you want to do, we can do now. We can do them together as like these things that cannot die.
Right.
Nothing will hurt
and
us.
all the things that you're going through.
Yeah.
I went through centuries ago. The same oppression and the same, yeah, such good. So fucking deep. Remick's story. Sorry. Where did I leave off?
Speaking in tongues.
He offers to let them go, and if Sammy comes with them, since he's the one they really want. Sammy immediately tries to go, but the others protect him. Remick tells the group that their beautiful evening was built on a lie, and that Hogwood, the man who sold the twins the mill, is actually the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. Bert is his nephew. They were planning to kill all the black folk while they were inside. Stack confirms it, able to see his memories. Joan, Bert's wife, tells them that now that they're starting their own clan based on love. Mary tells them that they don't want to let them go because they're family and they want them all with them. Like that's
I didn't pick up that in the beginning where they're like, you clean the floors.
Right.
It didn't connect to me. It made sense that you would want it
because
clean.
they've done it.
If you're going to sell it
before.
Right. You're going to sell the building, so it should be clean. But it's been fucking massacring people.
Yeah.
Shit's wild.
Horrible. And probably fucking true, based on truth. Stack tells Smoke that they were never going to be free. They'd always be on the run, but this gives them a chance to be free forever, and he doesn't want to be there without him. The group closes the door. Grace, scared for Lisa, and knowing that by speaking Chinese to her that he is in Bo's mind, so he knows how to get their daughter, urges Smoke to fight and kill them. Outside, the vampires circle the bar, singing the song the three vampires sang before.
Pick poor Robin clean.
Pick poor Robin clean. But they're singing like a creepier version, and it's kind of like hinting like we're gonna pick your daughter clean. We're gonna destroy her.
Yeah.
That's a fun ass scene too when they're dancing in a circle.
Right.
And he's fucking Irish step dancing in the middle.
Yep.
That's just dope.
It sets Grace off, and she tries to leave, but as the group restrains her, she screams out, inviting the vampires in, forcing the group to go to war. Remick enters, and a battle begins. Grace sacrifices herself to kill Bo, burning them both. Annie tells them that the vampires can feel Remick's pain. So Stack bites her, and Smoke is forced to keep his promise. As Mary and Stack watch, excited to have her join them and be able to lure Smoke to their side, he kills her with a stake to the heart. Such a good fucking scene. It's in my favorites. And
they're sad.
Right.
They're sad that she's dead.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like
because they were trying to kill her, but they're sad that she's like dead.
Right.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah. I've got more on that when we get to the favorite scene, because that's one of my favorite things. And Slim urges the group out back to protect Sammy. He cuts his arm and lures the vampires. As the others try to escape, Remick and Stack attack from outside. Parlene's bitten by Remick and screams for Sammy to run. Remick follows him, fighting, not biting yet, but inflicting painful wounds. He chases him across the parking lot as Smoke and Stack fight inside, with Stack still trying to turn his brother. As Remick readies to turn Sammy begins to say the Lord's Prayer. Remick joins in, which is another cool thing.
Yeah.
Very cool. The vampires also begin to chant it because they're a hive mind, which this part made me think Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you know the.
I thought of the Borg.
What's the name of the? Do you know what I'm talking about? The name of the woman that's the hive mind, his girlfriend.
Oh God, I can't remember. I know.
I want to say
about,
Destiny,
though.
but it's not Destiny. It's like, but it's something
It's
like
Rick's
that.
ex-girlfriend,
Rick's
right?
ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's Borg inspired or Body Snatchers inspired for sure. Yeah.
Sammy smashes Remick's head with the guitar, and all the vampires are in pain. The metal circle of the guitar is lodged in his head, which is and he pulls it out and goes to bite Sammy, but smoke stakes him from behind, causing him to burn up. The vampires wail in pain, and the sun also,
starts rising.
At the same time. They all begin to burn.
Her name is Unity.
Unity.
Well, that makes all the sense in the world.
I also like shout out. Fuck, I did this last time too. The fucking vampire movie with You're So Cool, Brewster. Fright Night. Chris Sarandon, because he gets his hands start to grow, his mouth gets a little bit bigger, his fangs start to get a little bit bigger. He's got this very look to him. I love that.
Sorry. In a symmetrical comparison of shots, Sammy arrives at the church while the scene from the beginning, while the White Klan, Ku Klux Klan members attempt to enter the club. And now it's daytime. The doors are locked from the tree line. Smoke begins taking out the KKK members, having laid a trap, gunning them all down. Sammy's father begs for him to put the guitar, that's the handle down anyway, essentially giving up his desire to be a musician. While in comparison, Smoke stalks the wounded Hogwood, who crawls on the dirt, the last survivor of Smoke's massacre.
Did you touch on the fact that one of the brothers revealed to Sammy that the guitar was not what he originally told him? It was actually his father's guitar, which was Sammy's father's brother's guitar.
Right.
Who went off to live a life of debauchery, which was why he was resentful of the secular music that he was playing.
Right.
Well, Smoke kills him.
Right.
Because he was pretty violent and brutal to them.
He was defending his brother and
Which is interesting because then it's like, oh, his dad was right. You got the fucking guitar of the fucking devil and you're playing music like the dude was a bad dude.
Right.
And you're playing music through the guitar and he spends the whole movie like, this is my fault.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is his fault.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's saying that fucking, he's saying how he sang, as amazing as it was,
Yep.
And he's
playing the guitar of an evil man.
And the song that he sang on that guitar was about how he was giving up the church and he wants to be a musician.
Fucking wild.
So before he can kill him, Smoke succumbs to a gunshot wound. He sees Annie and their baby dressed in white, ready for him to join them, but not before firing a round of bullets into Hogwood. He holds his baby and they are together. Sweet. On the road, Sammy drives his cousin's car, still holding the broken guitar hilt, signifying that having defeated the devil that did in fact follow him home, he chose music over church. Flash forward, and Buddy Guy actually, is performing in a club.
Yep, Sammy as a 90-year-old man.
Perlene's, yep.
Yeah, the club is named Perlene's.
And then there's the credits start. There's
the first vagina I ever went down on. I might have called my club that shit too. I might have done the same thing. Why'd you call it Perlene's? Well, that's a funny story. First I went down on her, and then she tried to fucking.
There's always a club named Derek's.
No. Brings no meaning to someone saying, let's go eat out at Perlene's.
Oh, shit. Well played.
Let's go eat out at Perlene's.
There's a special on ice cream.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Ice cream and fish.
Ice cream and fish.
Rocky Road.
Tacos. It's a special.
Shit.
Mid-credit scene.
Mid-credit scene, Sammy sits at the club's bar sipping whiskey when a bouncer tells him that two folks are looking to come in and talk to him, even though the club's closed. He tells him to bring him in, and of course it's Mary and Stack. They walk in wearing 90s gear.
Looking
fresh off the set of In Living Color.
Oh my God, I love it. I fucking love it. I love it so much.
I've seen
He's
his
got the
shirt
fucking
before.
Coogi sweater, the Cosby sweater.
And she's got the lollipop.
Oh my God.
And the checkerboard
She's
jacket.
like a fly girl.
The look of her and her attitude is very Harley Quinn-esque.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. See, I was thinking of what's her name from My Cousin Vinny.
Oh,
Marissa
Tomei.
Yeah.
So Mary scares the bartender off, and Stack reveals that Smoke couldn't kill him. He made Stack promise to stay away from Sammy and let him live his life. Stack smells the nearing death on him. He offers to turn him, but he asks him to play. When he denies and he says that he doesn't want to, he asks him to play for him, and Sammy plays on a refurbished guitar, the same guitar, just put back together. I would hope that that's a new metal part.
I would.
I would
think so.
Because Remick tosses
yeah.
that. So.
Sammy reflects on that day and says that until the sun went down, that day was the best day of his life. And Smoke agrees that for a few hours they were truly free, and then they say goodbye. And then at the very end, post credits, back in the past, Sammy plays a blues version of This Little Light of Mine in the church, which is the first song you hear in the movie. It's sung by creepy children from inside the church. Ominous. I don't like when kids sing those types of songs. It's like The Whole World in His Hands from See No Evil. And wait, who's that one from the first season of American Horror Story? There's a song that's on there, and it's like little children girl. Yeah,
the Murder House.
So long ago, I don't remember.
Do you know the one I'm talking about? Like I know you belong.
Oh, like Daredevil Reborn, when they had the children singing "We Built This City."
Right.
That was really creepy.
I love that part.
Right. So that's the movie.
Nice.
That's Sinners.
That's how it ends.
That's Sinners.
Very nice.
That was well synoped.
Yeah.
Synoptic, good sir.
Yeah,
Good job.
Great job. Because that's a long ass movie.
It was.
I mean,
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's funny because
But it didn't feel it.
No.
It really didn't.
As I was writing it last night, I'm like, I kind of want to cut a lot of this and just kind of speed through it because it's like I knew we were going to want to talk
right
about how we felt about this movie.
But you really can't because there's so many details.
Right.
The devil is in the details, as they say.
Ooh, there you go. Well, and it is. It's like to kind of, especially if people are listening and they haven't seen it, like to understand what we're talking about as far as the symbolism and the metaphors and stuff that they're creating and telling. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to understand it all. You have to see it to believe it.
I mean, honestly, you'll get whatever you want from this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to look into it, you will see all this shit. If not, you just see a fucking good movie.
I know a couple of people who went in and expecting more of a horror film, and they were kind of disappointed with it because it's not a flat out horror movie. And then there are others like Tito, you had brought attention to this, saying see this movie. It has horror in it, but I don't think it's a horror film. But I think you'll dig it, and absolutely right.
Right.
I dug it.
Well, the first act of it is just so
the first
gripping.
2 acts. The real horror stuff is like the last half hour of the movie. We talked about a lot of the details, so it seems longer. But the traditional horror stuff, you're only getting maybe a half an hour of
the vampires actually show up about an hour into it.
They do show up, but the
actual
craziness,
when it totally goes off the rails.
I think if you were going into that expecting a lot of that, you would be disappointed.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, like I've heard people call this a slow burn movie, which I disagree with. I don't think
I don't think so
burn
either.
At all. I think it's so engaging from the start that it reminds me of what people said about Godzilla. -1.
Yeah.
You didn't even need Godzilla, because it's such a good movie.
Godzilla -1 was
such a good movie,
wonderful.
such good characters.
And
all the character development in the beginning.
Yeah, and I think Sinners I think this is a good movie even without vampires.
So we had talked about it being like From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
Where it's like, you think it's one movie until halfway through when they get to the titty twister, and then it totally goes off the rails with the vampires.
Right. Sure.
While we were talking about it, I was thinking to myself that there's another movie that reminds me of, where it's like almost 2 totally different movies in one, and that's Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Where you've got
the boot camp.
Right, you've got the boot camp at the beginning, and that's establishing all the characters.
Yep.
And then, after they graduate from boot camp and they're thrust into Nam, it's a totally other different movie, but it's still the same characters.
It's like a more generalized
exactly.
war movie.
Now it's a war movie.
Right.
So it was like you've got the character building, and then you've got the actual meat, if you want to call it that, of the movie. Where yes, now it's a war film.
Yeah.
Where before, in this movie you've got like all the character building. You're establishing Smoke and Stack and all of his friends and relatives and everybody they're trying to get together, their extended quote unquote family.
Right.
And then how the arrival of Remick and his vampire clan, his newly formed vampire clan, shows up. up and totally like fucks up their night.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just a great movie.
It is.
There's so much duality in this movie, and that deals too with the twins and how each of them have a different personality. One dresses in blue, one dresses in red. You know, the one I forget which one is which. Which one is Smoke and which one is Stack?
Stack is in red.
Smoke is all right. So Stack is red, and Stack, you know, dressing in red is more fiery. He's more temperamental.
Right.
You know, where Smoke dressing in blue is more cool, calm, and he's like the level-headed one.
Right.
You know, and in this movie, you've got like, you know, the duality. Like you've got the first half of the movie is, you know, just them existing, and then the second half of the movie, exactly, getting the band together.
Yes.
And then, you know, the second half of the movie is the Spinal Tap moment where the band falls apart. You know, everything that can go wrong goes wrong.
Right.
There's just so much duality to this movie. I love it. I totally applaud Ryan Coogler for this.
There's so many stories that could be spun off of this one movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I want to know more about everybody. So
I want to watch it again.
I want to see what like Stack and Mary were doing in the 90s and the 80s up until that point. What they all did. Like what they were like when they were kids, because her mom raised them as kids. Like all that. There's he gives you enough to care about these people, but still really want to know more about who they are.
Right. Yeah, like they're all intriguing, and, and you know, you like you said, you want to know more.
I really do.
Except the daughter. No one cared about that.
Oh, Grace.
Lisa, right? Was
no,
it
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Yeah,
what a stick in the mud.
Grace was the mom.
Stick in the mud.
Grace was the mom.
Grace was the one who let's go out there. Let's go out there and save my husband.
She's probably mad that she has to work on a weekend.
Yeah, and they had two grocery stores too.
And they got
speaking of duality, they had one on either side of the street.
One side is for the white people, the other side is for the
black people. Yeah, and they had a grocery store on either side.
Should we do it?
Yeah. Favorite scene, Sato?
My favorite scenes are when they wake up the ancestors. Is just a fucking phenomenal scene. But actually, the end, the Buddy Guy scene, I really, really like, and I really like his little monologue at the end. It was like the last time I saw my brother, the last time I saw the sunrise.
Oh yeah.
And for a few hours we were free. I just think it's beautiful. And the song that comes in, which is, I think it's the Sammy actor singing, and there's a woman, but I don't think it's Perline.
No, it is a different woman.
It's a different woman. That song that starts, I think, is just fucking fantastic. So those two scenes, but I mean, so much going on.
Yeah, the Fever Dream music scene. That was the first thing I saw when I realized, oh, this movie's something special.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And the second one was the Irish folk song that they were all singing. And you had white people, black people, Asian people.
Yeah.
They're all dancing together in harmony.
Yeah.
And that scene right there.
That was the Rocky Road to Dublin.
That scene right there describes the message of this movie beautifully without hammering it, without putting the entertainment on the back burner, without stopping the movie to give you the any kind of message or agenda. It just let this scene play out, and the audience could think in its mind, oh, this is what it's supposed to be. And it's taking vampires, us to show it. And it reminds me of something Quentin Tarantino said once about Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where he said, you know, the Body Snatchers are the good guys. If you think about it, when they're trying to make everybody the same, but everything we have been striving to do for equality, that's exactly what the Body Snatchers are doing. They're trying to get everybody to leave their emotions and their prejudice behind and live in unity.
So
that's what the
high school
Borg
version?
wants to
What's
do.
the high school version of that?
Faculty.
The faculty. Thank you.
The Borg have that mentality.
Exactly.
And you know, okay, to us, it's a creepy act, but like to them, they don't get it. It's like, this is what you guys want. End to war and your differences. And the vampires in that scene, when they are all dancing to this great song, they capture that beautifully. And that's the message of that film. And I fucking love it because it's done in song. It's not done with a fucking monologue. It's not done by an Oscar speech. It's done in music, and it's beautifully done. And I was like, this movie this is what rocked for me.
That's a great scene.
Totally. Obviously, like everybody else, the first song Sammy performs and the Fever Dream, it's a masterpiece. It like that scene alone should be like shown places and taught. Just because of everything that it contains. But I also loved the dialogue. I loved the dialogue between Annie and Smoke at the beginning, and the epilogue when he sees them and what she says. And,
when Buddy Guy is playing the older Sammy. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about when
Smoke and Annie.
Yeah, when Smoke sees Annie and the baby.
That part. Oh, okay.
And especially really Annie's death. That promise and that scene is
it was heartbreaking. Yeah.
And not just the two of them being like the powerhouse actors they are, but even the reaction we mentioned from Haley Steinfeld's Mary, because she's so happy that and immediately turns to shock and agony really as he kills Annie, and she realizes that they won't be able to be together. They want to be a family, and that was the whole vampire family dynamic thing is what I was kind of alluding to in the beginning.
Yeah.
I've never seen that done.
No,
I've never seen it be like, well, I want to turn you because I'm lonely. Well, you've seen Lonely kind of thing, and like Interview with the Vampire, they kind of were creating a family. Yeah. But not to this extent where it was like.
Well, not to downplay what you're saying, but I mean that's what Max wants in the Lost Boys. He wants a family. His boys need a mom. Yeah. It's a different kind of horror movie.
Yeah, that's more
comedic. There are vampire tropes that he plays with, and even Dracula, he's alone. He's all alone. Yeah. That's why he wants to come to England. He wants, he needs interaction instead of hanging out in that
which version are you talking about? Count Orlok just wants to feed.
Count Orlok, yeah.
But I agree with you. Gary Oldman wants love. He wants love. He wants his love back.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I get that.
I have crossed oceans of time to
You
find
sure have. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think it's done a lot stronger in this movie, but I have seen that kind of vampire. All vampires want is a family thing before. It's a.
I like that scene a lot because
it's a great scene.
Both brothers, in the end, get what they wanted.
Right.
He gets his kid, and he gets to be with Annie.
Right.
In eternity.
Right.
And it's not weird because they're vampires, so the supernatural can exist.
Right.
So there can be that idea of the afterlife that isn't this. Mary and Stack get to be together forever.
And he doesn't have to worry about keeping them safe.
To worry about, no one can fuck with them. They're vampires, man.
Right.
Which is
why
they're
together forever.
Which is why Clive Barker always said, I would love for vampires to exist because that means there's an afterlife, I mean, there's immortality. And if there's immortality, odds are there's a God. So it would be scary, but it'd be kind of comforting to know that there's something after. And that's cool.
Brian, favorite scene?
Yeah, just what all you guys said already. I mean, that fever dream musical sequence in the middle of the movie after they open the juke joint, and Sammy starts playing his guitar in the middle of everybody, and it just awakens all the ancestors. It was fantastic seeing the DJs, like I said, Bootsy Collins, and even the Chinese opera dancers, and because Grace and her husband were there, so I mean their ancestors were awakened as well. It wasn't just the black people; it was whoever was there, and their ancestors were awakened. It was just so cool to see that, and the whole ending of it with like you guys mentioned with Annie's death and it was just so good. There's so many good scenes in this. I love the entire beginning of the movie.
Right.
I love the entire like you said before. Let's get the band together. Let's get this thing going. Let's build this place that's for us. And where we can just have fun and let it all hang out and just be us.
Right.
And I love that.
And it's funny because there's another that's more duality because Smoke and Stack are going around to these people offering them a chance to be freer.
Right. Yeah.
And that's exactly what Remick is offering.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like
exactly. But in a totally different way. It's the other side of that coin.
Yeah, it's a different method. But to those guys, it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is how we have to do it.
Yeah.
We have to turn you into vampires, but what were you doing with yourselves beforehand? You were drinking, smoking. I mean, you were doing damage to yourself anyway.
We're sinning, Mark.
Yeah, we're sinning.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the sinners.
Yeah,
the humans are the sinners.
We can take you away from all that.
Yeah,
and it's cool.
Yeah, and I love the dancing around in a circle, the Rocky Road to Dublin whole scene. And I love that song to begin with too. It's such a great song.
The people performing those songs
so good.
I love the voices.
And again, the just the diversity in that scene, without it being overplayed or without it being just. What's the word I'm looking for?
It wasn't standout. It wasn't hitting over the head.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't ham-fisted.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I was worried about going into this movie feeling white guilt, like I do with Jordan Peele movies.
You don't.
That's
No.
like, no, you don't get that at all.
No.
Because you see just unity, true unity between the races, and it's like
Rick's girlfriend.
It's so cool. Unity. You see Rick's girlfriend, and I love it. Never once did I feel like, oh, I'm awful. I'm like, oh wait, no. If I'm a vampire, I can dance. I can dance with them. I just got to turn into a vampire.
You can dance if you want to.
Yeah.
You can leave your friends behind.
The vampire safety dance. Anyway, sorry. Who did I interrupt? I just wanted to.
No, I actually did. I'm sorry.
No, that was me. I'm done. Yeah. No, there's just so much that was so good in this movie.
What didn't work? Anything?
Honestly, for me, and it's small, but it's there. The random people that die.
Yeah.
Like they empty the club, and then somehow there's people dying in that battle that you don't even know. Like, where the fuck did that guy come from?
Yeah.
And you know they're all people that worked about. They all worked on the place, so they're all workers in some capacity. But when you see the showdown, it's like there's 7 people standing there, the main people that you care about, but there are all these people in the background dying, and I get it makes the scene look grander,
right?
But it just
who are they?
bothers me a little bit. Right,
that's the Lost.
That's a nitpick.
Where were they
the
hiding
Lost
out?
phenomenon. That's like in Lost.
Oh,
when
it started with 12 passengers,
and all of a sudden, like,
where everybody on the plane
there were new people on the island just to kill. Like they would show up in the beginning and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, Neil." It's like, who the fuck is Neil? He wasn't in season 1 at all, and he like gets shot
Did
by.
this plane have a steerage section?
The cast photos got further and further back each year.
Damn, they multiply quick on that island. Yeah, that's the Lost phenomena.
That's the only thing.
Mark?
Very little. I guess. Is it the Asian wife who wants to go after her husband? There's one dummy that does that move, and again, it's in the third act.
Yeah,
which is awesome, but just not as good as the other 2 acts. That's just me. When she's like, "I gotta go after him," it's like, have you not seen what's been going on out there?
I know.
Don't go out there. She just.
There's always one, Mark.
There's always one, but I get a nitpick. That's a nitpick because
it really
is
is
very little wrong with this movie. I had so much fun watching this movie. I really did. And watching it again, I even liked it more. I was kind of worried I wouldn't like it as much.
So did you see this in the theater?
I did.
Okay.
Dean and I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And he didn't like it that much.
He didn't like it that much. He wanted more horror.
Yeah.
He didn't hate it, but if I recall correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dean, I think he was expecting more of the horror to come quicker into the movie. So.
Well, I mean, because the movie poster, it definitely like the sundown, and it looks it looks
even the trailers.
But even the movie poster does not say horror poster. It's just one of the brothers standing there on a orange yellow background. Yeah, is it fire? Is it a sunrise or a sunset? What's going on? I have no idea.
It's amazing that a lot of people expected vampires or the horror aspects in the movie to move along quicker, and I'm thinking back to like a lot of early like monster films where you don't see the monster until the second.
And I like that.
I do too. Curse of the Werewolf's a great example of that. The Howling, you don't really see werewolves until I don't even know when in the movie. It's that kind of it's a classic kind of formula. It's nothing new.
No.
So
no.
I think that there's not really a lot of fat on this film. The thing that bugged me the most was that I was sad to see a bunch of the people I grew to love in the first act either killed or turned and then destroyed.
Cornbread one of them?
No, Cornbread wasn't one.
I love cornbread.
I liked Cornbread.
I kind of wanted Cornbread to stick around a little longer.
He was funny, but I think
you're thinking
for
Annie.
me, Annie and Slim.
Yeah.
Like I think that it was really sad. I was like, oh. Yeah.
I felt like he could,
and even Mary, like I was like this whole story, this whole love with them. And granted, it made sense afterwards.
Yeah, they ended up together.
Right. But I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like
she just killed him.
She loves him. They love each. They just said that they love each other. What the fuck?
She drooled in his mouth.
and that's love.
That's all.
That's love, man.
That's
right.
Yeah, I agree. There's no fat on this movie, man. I can't fault anything with this. I really can't. I watched this for the first time last night, and I just ate it up. I want to watch it again after talking about it with you guys, tonight. I really want to watch it again. I'm glad that my wife wants to see it, because I told her that, I was watching it without her, and she was all disappointed. And I'm like, don't worry, it's good. I will watch it with you. This is another. I will sit down in a heartbeat and watch this.
Yeah, tell her this is research for the show. This is
I told her that, honey. I got to watch it. Mark is forcing me at gunpoint to watch this movie. I really want to watch more Breaking Bad.
Mark Lumberg is forcing me to come in on Saturday.
Yeah, if you could go ahead and watch Sinners,
Brian,
that would be great.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and log on to Vudu, and if you could hold off on Breaking Bad, that would be great. Thanks a bunch, Brian.
It's kind of like a gateway horror movie. It's like a movie that, I think Siobhan would probably enjoy this movie for the most part, and it might
turn into something else. At the very least, you got one.
Yeah, exactly.
After this, we're gonna watch Fright Night, honey.
Honey, have you seen The Thing?
No.
Honey, put it away.
When I knew Sarah was the one is when I realized she was a huge fan of John Carpenter's The Thing. I said, okay, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
And took a few watches, but she even likes Orca.
Yeah.
That's a lie. She doesn't like Orca.
See, with me and my wife, we were on our second date. She was quoting The Princess Bride.
Yep.
And I was like, there we go. Okay. All right.
Siobhan was wearing a Gem in the Holograms t-shirt when I met her.
There you go.
What a misfit.
When I met her, and I was like, I got to get that chick's number.
All right.
Tito.
Truly outrageous.
Favorite and least favorite characters.
There was an orca in the episode of Gem, by the way.
Was there?
They visit a SeaWorld place.
I hope they sang it to death.
And Gem fell into the pool, and the orca's coming toward her, and you think it's going to attack her, and it goes to commercial. But it comes back and it helps her.
Of course,
what a nail biter!
Fucking Gem.
Yeah,
she's truly outrageous.
She truly appreciated the orca.
I doubt it. Least favorite is fucking Lisa. Man.
Lisa.
That stick in the mud. She's boring as hell. Smoke and Stack. It's hard. They're a tie, but they're doing so much. Michael B. Jordan's doing so much in this movie.
It's a lot of heavy lifting.
He's definitely one of my. And Mary's like a tie. Mm-hmm. She's got the best lines. Yeah, she's got my favorite lines. She really does. Mm-hmm. Everything she says, I'm just like, oh, take her home with me.
Yeah.
With her permission, of course.
You gotta add that in there, Tito. He'll find his way in.
I will. Yeah, I just ring the bell.
Yeah. What was it? The Asian wife, because of the
Grace.
Yeah.
You don't like Grace?
Grace was okay, but she just does that stupid move, the unforgivable for me. It's not a dislike. It's just kind of we're going there. And the daughter, least favorite, least interesting. I didn't hate them. They were fine in the film. They just were the least interesting characters to me. And my favorite character is freaking Mary.
Yeah.
She's what sticks in my mind. The blood on the teeth, the licking the blood off the hands, like the wine. She looks great. She's awesome in this movie. And it's a female vampire, and you don't have as many.
No.
I still feel like even today you don't have as many cool looking ones, and she's up there for me.
Cool. My favorite is Delta Slim. Delroy Lindo. I love him.
He's great.
And the character is just like the whole idea that he's someone who's been through hell and back, and he's self-medicating with liquor to try to numb the pain of his past. Really,
as we do. As you do.
And he's really the true example of the blues, of what blues music is all about.
Yeah.
He is like the subject matter. Mm-hmm. My least favorite character, obviously all the white people in this movie are pretty terrible. Mm-hmm. Even Mary doesn't last long as a good guy when she's turned, but because she's borderline evil. But I got to give it to Stack. He's more Killmonger than Creed, and I preferred Smoke because of his more gentle, caring nature. So he was more my favorite. My least favorite.
Yeah.
Brian?
I liked both Smoke and Stack. I liked the duality. I liked the two sides of the coin kind of thing that they were portraying, or that Michael B. Jordan was portraying. I keep forgetting it's just one guy.
Yeah.
And I thought he did a hell of a job. I like both of them. I can't fault either of them because like I said, there's so much duality in this movie, and I can't pick one over the other. They were both great. As far as who I hated, I didn't like Hogwood. You know, just because he was the typical, you know, KKK, like, oh yeah, you know, you boys can do what you want here in this property, and then he's laid this ambush out for them, you know, and
there was no surprise.
There was no surprise, and I liked seeing him get his comeuppance.
Yeah.
So
spitting on the floor, just being disrespectful.
Yeah, totally disrespectful to them, and I love their looks as he does it. They're like, "What the fuck? You know, we're gonna buy this place. You're spitting on the floor."
I knew he was gonna get it, though. I knew it. You knew it.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. So those are mine.
What are you doing here?
Buddy Guy.
Yeah.
My mom used to listen to Buddy Guy, so that's how I know him.
Yeah.
And when I was like, oh fuck, Buddy, his name pops in the opening credits, and I was like, who the fuck is he?
Yeah.
And then when they showed him at the end, I was like, oh, he's fucking old Sammy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was great. He still had the scars on his face too. They never healed.
I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And he's like not terrible.
No, he can act. He never really acted before either, from what I.
Yeah, and that scene is a great scene. So I go Buddy Guy.
Yeah, guy's in his 90s too.
Yeah,
you know, he's
for sure.
Awesome.
I'm going to go Delroy Lindo because I thought he had retired from acting.
Oh, no kidding.
I don't jinx anything, so I really thought. Honestly, so I thought
he died, or you thought he retired?
Retired, Tito.
I thought he had retired from acting, Tito, and it was nice to see him because I was a big fan of his.
Yeah.
You know, especially in a little movie called Romeo Must Die.
Yeah.
From time
one of his
to time.
finest performances.
It's a great performance. Right up there with Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's great in that.
I love Delroy Lindo in,
so stylish.
in everything. He's awesome. So it was nice to see him not retired. And this was a good role for him.
Yeah, agreed.
I agree. I'm always pleasantly surprised to see him. But the actor I kept trying to figure out where I knew them from was Jamie Lawson, who plays Perline. I'm like, the whole time I'm like, where the fuck do I know her from? She's Mayor Bella Real in the Batman and the Penguin movies. I mean, the TV show and the movie.
No kidding.
She's the woman that was running for mayor
from the Robert Pattinson movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realize Lindo was in it, and it was a cool like moment where I was like, oh shit, Delroy Lindo. But yeah, she was like, oh, I know her from somewhere.
What are you doing in this movie? You should be marrying Gotham City right now.
Well, it's underwater.
Yeah.
Or out of power.
Right?
Yeah, I'm with Tito. I'm picking Buddy Guy because he was the surprise to me too. Like Tito, I knew Buddy Guy. You know, he's one of those old timey bluesmen like B.B. King, like not Screaming Jay Hawkins, like Howlin' Wolf. You know, Muddy Waters. You know, he's one of those names that comes up whenever you think of like the blues greats.
Right.
And to see him pop up in this movie, and like I don't think he's ever acted, like we said, I don't think he's ever done anything like this before. Certainly not a horror movie, certainly not any movie. And to see him hold his own, you know, in a pivotal scene at the very end was fantastic. So kudos to Buddy Guy.
Finally, MVP.
I'll go Coogler. I kind of want to go Michael B. Jordan, but if he doesn't write it, you don't have it.
Right.
And if he doesn't direct it, you don't have it, I don't think. So I got to go Ryan Coogler. I think this is like his breakout fucking movie. As much as I love the other films he's done.
Yeah, Creed.
And he's got box office power, right? He's made billions of fucking dollars, but he made a fucking movie.
Yep.
And with a lot of pressure because everybody seemed to want it to fail.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, well, how well is it doing? And it only made $60 million the first weekend. And Ben Stiller's like, that's a lot of fucking money, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's like over 300 million worldwide or some
and he
shit
was
like
super
that.
smart too, because the
he
deal
gets
that
the
he
rights back
worked,
for the book,
in 25 years he gets the rights back.
his movie.
He had the distribution rights, so he was able to be the one that got Warner Brothers to distribute it.
Yeah.
And I think he got a percentage.
He gets like $1 or something like that.
First cash. Like, what does that mean?
I don't know. I've got to look it up.
Like you get the first $1 that was spent.
I know, but there's more to it than that.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, super. Yeah, I'll give it to him. And super smart, right? It's an original film, not like the other things that have been, based on a true story or intellectual properties that belong to somebody else. He made his own shit. And it was fucking phenomenal. Coogler.
Michael B. Jordan. I always thought he was. I always thought he was good. I had never seen the Creed movies. I still haven't. I need to. So I only knew him.
Creed is so fucking good.
In Black Panther. And when you're doing a comic book movie, you can give a good performance, but you're remembered as the character more than you're remembered as Black Panther. You're remembered as Spider-Man and Thor. You're not going around wearing a Michael B. Jordan shirt. You're wearing the Black Panther shirt. So to see him act in something non-superhero related, and how awesome he was at playing both roles, and how well he did in both roles, and how he sold playing two people.
Yeah,
it's got to go to him. This movie made me realize just how great an actor he is.
Yeah,
the cast had nothing but high praise for him too.
Good.
Like, I guess he was like, they kind of looked at him for guidance or like
as their leader,
right?
Yeah,
that's what I want to hear.
For me, it's so hard to choose. Obviously, Coogler as the director brings all these elements together. But I'm going to give it to Ludwig Göransson
for the music.
Who composed the score, and to a more specific degree, his
Good
wife
choice.
and collaborator Serena McKinney, who was the driving force of the traditional Southern blues music used and crafted through the film. I feel like without the magic of the music as described in the narration, this film is just a really good Southern vampire movie. And if they had failed to match Coogler's vision, like I said before, if it had been any different type of music or different style or like, created differently in a different manner, it was so perfect to match what his vision was.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that I'm not one of those people that thinks that the music in a movie makes the movie, and I like or can like throw off the movie completely if the music's wrong. But with this one, I do feel like it's the driving force. It's a musical without being a musical, and we talked about how he interweaves these different songs and how well they fit perfectly, especially like the songs that they pick, the subject matter, like it gets kind of passed over. Right? It's one of those things where like he's leaving it up to the audience to kind of pay attention and think for themselves and put two and two together. So like when you listen to the lyrics of the Rocky Road to Dublin, he's singing about his country and what they went through and what they're going through here, and I think it's a great soundtrack. The score and the songs are just awesome. So
yeah, he scores Creed,
right,
and he takes that Rocky music and fucking tweaks it. It's so fucking good.
2, 3.
There are 3. The Coogler only did the first one.
Right. He produced the other ones.
So Stallone directed the second one. Michael B. Jordan directed the third one.
Okay.
I thought they're all nice movies. The first one is fucking awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will get to them.
Yeah. So I want to pick Coogler, like Tito said, but I think I've got to give it to Ludwig Göransson and his wife, because, I mean, I love the Coen brothers for "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," but I mean that movie would be nothing without the music behind it, and I love when a movie has music so interwoven into the story, it just becomes a part of it and makes it even bigger than and greater than what it could have been without it. And like T-Bone Burnett did for "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," Ludwig Göransson and his wife did for this movie, so I'm going to give it to them as well.
You're
Göransson.
All right. So that's it. You can wrap this up.
Oh, that's
Sinners, baby.
Sinners.
Do you think?
So that's Sinners.
Sinners being sinners.
That's Sinners. Highly recommended by, I think, all of us.
Yeah,
check it out. It's a phenomenal movie.
8 thumbs up.
Very, very quickly, because we have not done we didn't do on last show. Anything making our geek flag fly?
Yeah, I watched Predator Killer of Killers
That's on my
yesterday.
list.
It's fun. It's a fun
awesome.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't love the animation style as much as I think other people did.
Yeah.
But the story as a whole is really, really fun. The action's really, really good. And it's fucking badass.
Good.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool story.
Good. I want to see
I like
it.
where they went.
I got it on my watch list.
It's not quite Prey, but it gives you some like bits of Prey.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Like Predator through the generations kind of deal.
I like it.
That's cool.
That's what people were asking for after Prey came out.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's a fun watch. It's short, hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, cool.
On
Right in the
Hulu.
range.
Yeah.
Very quickly, I saw The Accountant 2. Watched Sarah and I watched it with Brian and Kathy. We had one of our movie nights, and it was great. Absolutely loved it. I saw Stung, which is a giant spider movie on Hulu. It's one of those meteor comes out of Mars. It's a spider. It gets bigger and bigger, and a girl cares for it, and it's her pet, and you think it's going to be all E.T., but it ends up the spider likes to eat human flesh, so it becomes a comedic romp. It's very funny. It's a good giant. If you're into giant monster movies, giant spider movies, check this one out.
I'm not.
You then don't see it. Yeah, I know you won't. Didn't think you would. But you guys might. It's a Shudder release, I think, but it's on Hulu for some reason. Check that out. And we also saw Fear Street Prom Night.
Oh, yes.
A lot of people hated it, but I watched it with Emily, and we loved it. We thought it was great.
Quinn watched it. I think when we were watching
The Accountant,
I think they were watching.
Yeah,
but I think they fell asleep.
Well,
but they liked what they saw.
I thought it was good.
I liked the first three.
Yeah, the first three were fine. This was a fine one too. They're fun. They're getting young. They're getting younger audiences into horror.
Yeah.
There you go. What can be wrong with that?
And I basically think that's it. Other than that, I'm just continuing to read Justice League Unlimited and World's Finest. Mark Waid's back, and he's writing awesome DC stuff. So
cool.
I didn't have anything until I remembered. They're making the company that makes the Hitman game that I love so much is making a James Bond game, and they kind of in conjunction. I think maybe just they released it around the time that they released like the first pictures and stuff from the game, but they actually one of the things about the Hitman World of Assassination, the online thing that they have, is they have each month there's like different special things that come in, and I know I told you guys Sean Bean was in one of them, and Conor McGregor was in one. They're targets. Cool. They're like kind of special celebrity targets, and they did one with Mads Mikkelsen returning as Lashif.
Oh, nice.
And it's really, really fun. And I've been playing that, and I'm really looking forward to the game.
Cool.
Brian?
I just got two things really quick. I saw Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, and it was just okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
I've heard.
I
heard that too.
I like Dead Reckoning better than Final Reckoning. And like you and I were talking before, Derek, before everybody else got here, it's kind of like the Best of Both Worlds Part 1 as opposed to Best of Both Worlds Part 2 as far as Star Trek goes. It's like Infinity War as opposed to Endgame.
Right.
The first half is the build up is better than the climax, it seems, and this one kind of follows suit. Unfortunately, it was still a fun movie.
Yeah. Does it finalize? Does it like really kind of put a cap on it, or
in a way? No. Yeah, in a way. I'm not going to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything, but it still kind of leaves things open. Yes, it closes things out, but it still leaves that little bit like, yeah, he could return, But this week I saw Ballerina. The from the world of John Wick.
How was it?
It was fantastic. Good. I thought that was a fun movie. So good. Oh, Anna de Armas. I mean, she's absolutely so good to look at, and the action was great. It was totally in the John Wick universe, and it was just,
Bond girl.
Huh?
A Bond girl.
And a Bond girl, yeah. And it was just balls to the wall
John
action.
Leguizamo in it?
He was not. No.
No balls to the wall.
Stole John Wick's car,
Angelica Houston returns, though. Keanu Reeves comes back.
Ian McShane.
Is Lance Reddick?
Lance Reddick is in it. It's his final movie.
Final movie. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So this movie takes place. It's a prequel kind of thing.
In
it takes
between
place
2 and 3.
So this movie takes place when John Wick is being excommunicated from the Romano family.
Okay.
Where they brand him.
Yep.
Because that's when Anna de Armas, as a young girl, sees him. He comes to the house where she's being trained as a ballerina, quote unquote, assassin, and all the girls are like, oh, Baba Yaga, he's here, and they're all like freaking out that John Wick is there.
Yeah.
So they're all trying to sneak a peek at him, and he's getting branded, and he gets kicked out. So but then later on he comes back and he has to face. Was it 2? I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
2's
two's where they introduce them, and and then the third one is when
give
he's like
him
fully
freedom.
Yeah.
But it's just I've never seen a flamethrower fight before, which was pretty freaking awesome. Like people using flamethrowers as if they were like machine guns. It was pretty freaking cool.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City, man. You can do that.
It was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And you brought up video games. Father's Day is this coming weekend.
Yep.
So for Father's Day, my wife gave me a game that I was kind of looking at. I like Skyrim.
Yep.
So there's a new game that's out. It's by an independent company, and it's called Tainted Grail. The Fall of Avalon, and it's got to do with King Arthur, but it's taint. I know it's got the word taint.
Taint.
And it's just a very dark looking kind of Skyrim-ish, very fantasy game. And
it's King Arthur.
It's King Arthur.
That's
yeah.
cool.
So check it out. I downloaded it from the PlayStation 5 store.
Right.
It's like $40.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, yeah. I think it would be up your alley there, Derek.
I think it would.
Yeah, check some videos out online about it. It's really fun looking. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully this weekend I'll be able to dive into it if I have a few minutes to spare. But yeah,
cool.
Looking forward to that. So that's mine.
Nice, awesome picks. Awesome movie tonight, guys. Really good horror films. You know, guys, we do many movies that aren't horror. I know it doesn't seem like that all the time, although I can't imagine why, because the last couple of movies we did weren't horror, but I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, you know what? If you want to go back and check out episodes of movies that aren't horror, and you've got like 290-something to choose from, Brian,
Mark,
where can they go?
They can go to www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.3gdpodcast.com. And as Mark said, you'll be able to find all of our past episodes there, along with one-click buttons where you can easily subscribe to us. If you haven't subscribed to us, what the hell are you waiting for? It's been over 7 years. Hit one of those buttons to the podcast platform of your choice, and you will never miss an upcoming episode. Also, more importantly, while you're there at the website or wherever you get your podcast from, if you can, leave a 5-star rating and a review. A 5-star rating and review go a long way to help push our little show a bit further forward from the rest of the podcast pack, and most importantly, it makes it easier for others to find us while they're searching. Also, we have some social media presences out there on the intertubes. We can be found at Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and the audio portion of our show can be found weekly at YouTube as well. All of that can be linked at the website too, so check it out there if you haven't checked it out individually already. And let me see, we have a Ko-fi page, www.kofi.com/3GD is where you can easily make a donation to help keep the show going. That can also be linked at the website as well. There's a little button at the very top to donate. But it would be greatly appreciated if you do, because as we say, podcasting is not cheap. And with that, I think that's pretty much it. I think I've covered about everything. Just want to say thank you out there, everybody, for listening. If you're a longtime listener, welcome back. If you're a new listener, welcome. And again, thank you very much for sticking with us over these 7 years and supporting us. And I think that's pretty much it. So back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, gentlemen. And thank you, everybody out there, for listening to us. Tune in next week. Same geek time, same geek channel. So until then, for 3 Geeky Dads, I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
Saying good night. And keep watching the skies, because at any minute someone might be drooling in your mouth.
Yeah. And happy Father's Day, guys.
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
That's right.
Because we're geeky
We're
dads.
geeky dads.
So
we're all going to get our geek on
and the
Sunday.
dads out there.
We're going to do all the geeky things we love.
Yeah.
I'm going to hear
I
it.
wish.
Yeah. I do that too.
I like how for Mother's Day I get the kids and give Siobhan a break.
Yeah.
And on
and for
Father's Day
you get
I
the
get
kids
the kids
and give Siobhan a break.
Oh, what are you doing on
Wait a minute. That's not right. No. All right. I didn't.
Closer to your mouth.
Good guys.
Remember what?
You want to talk into that part of the microphone.
Yeah, but bring it
it's
closer.
backwards.
Yeah, turn it a
You
little
can
bit.
move it.
It's backwards?
Mark.
No, the logo.
No, as long as the logo
Mark.
is facing him.
The logo is facing
If you
me.
lean back, bring the mic back, but make sure the logo is facing you.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
Oh, are you the probe now? Star, you owe me money.
You owe me money. Hey, all right, look, there it is. Now I gotta, because I forgot my
updated?
shooter glass.
Careful.
Didn't crash.
It might.
Don't touch the wrong button.
Shh, don't make me laugh.
Oh, I can lost the whole fucking
Fuck. God damn it. All right, I'm ready.
thing. All right.
All right, let's go.
Let's do this.
Guys, I was gonna take guitar lessons.
You should.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
nice.
Yeah, there's too many strings attached.
Oh, you are not. Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of Three Geeky Dads. 3 geeks, 4 dads. I don't know, you do the math because we can't. I am Mark, and with me as always, why does it sound echoey in here?
You got to bring it closer to your mouth.
I am cool.
There you go.
Hold on, let's try that again.
There you go.
Ooh, now you can really hear me breathe.
That's
hello and
that's
welcome.
what we call in the business the proximity effect.
Ooh.
Oh,
man, I'm eating
show
this
business?
The,
All right, that's better. Let's
the
just do
closer you bring the microphone to your mouth, the deeper your voice sounds.
this. Can you get my nose breathing?
well, now I can.
Be aware of that.
Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode. But I could just do this as Jack Palance the whole night.
Oh, that's like a 6-hour episode.
Hello, Sugar
My number
Bumps.
one. A guy.
I'm going to call Derek Sugar Bumps.
Sugar Bumps.
Hello,
Right.
Sugar Bumps.
Thanks
All
for
right.
noticing me.
Yo, always.
Go ahead.
Who the hell said that? Well,
Eeyore.
Thanks for noticing.
Thanks for noticing
yeah,
me.
Eeyore.
Yeah.
Yeah, manic
Oh,
depressant. Oh, bother.
Poor guy.
Eeyore. It's a tail nailed to your ass.
your tail.
I got a fucking nail.
Christopher
in my ass.
Robin.
All right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We had fun.
We went off a little.
Little tangent.
Little poo tangent.
A boo.
A little bit of a poo tangent.
Scatological.
All right, for reals now. Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of Three Geeky Dads. Reese.
Oh yeah, and her
Dory.
logo is really cool too. But
Yeah.
like, she's just
on
ugly.
podcasts, she's
She's
on
an
all
ugly
this shit.
person inside and out. Like she seems like a terrible person, but she
Yeah.
looks like a fucking bug-eyed alien, like something out of
bit.
Men in Black.
A bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like she's
All right.
got really big eyes.
Can
that
we
pop out.
say this? Are
Yeah,
we
we
allowed
can.
to call
That she
women
has-
bug-eyed? To
Aliens?
No, women. I'm not calling women. I'm calling one woman.
one woman.
Her
Okay. Are we allowed to? All right.
I don't think she's right. I think there's way hotter women in the WNBA
All right.
for
Okay.
sure.
I want to know what the line is. I don't know what the line
I
is
don't know.
anymore.
I don't find Caitlin Clark to be especially attractive, but she can fucking ball.
Okay.
Yeah. That's about basketball, right?
It's just about
She
the
can-
game.
she can
It's
fucking
not
ball.
about the looks, right? She can fuck a ball.
She can fucking ball.
No, not fucking ball.
Yeah. She can, yeah, if she wants to, I'll go fuck.
I guess you could.
Go
Rub
fuck a
up
ball, Caitlin Clark. Cut this out of the show.
Yeah, good call. All right.
That's our. Are you kidding? That's our stinger, Tito. This is genius.
Fun. Hey, like vampires? Like horror?
Shit.